A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike. Lucky's pay more. Yes, at the tobacco auctions, Lucky's pay more. Millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine, light, naturally mild tobacco. No doubt about it. LSMFT. LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Imagine you're at a tobacco auction. The buyers crowd around the baskets of ripe, fine-flavored leaf. The auctioneer chants and the bidding begins. As a basket of extra fine, light, mild leaf is offered for sale, as the price climbs higher and higher, at the peak bid, time and again, you hear... And another basket of truly fine tobacco is bought by the makers of Lucky Strike. Yes, Lucky's pay more, millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco. So for more real, deep-down smoking enjoyment from every puff, every pack, smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. Prove to yourself how much finer, milder, more enjoyable Lucky's really are. You'll agree, in all the world, there's no finer cigarette than Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Barry Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back an hour. Jack and Mary are on their way to the studio, and Rochester is driving.
Gosh, it's certainly a warm day, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah.
You know, it was hot yesterday, too, and Friday the temperature reached 105.
Yeah.
Say, Jack, wasn't it thrilling the Hollywood baseball team won the Pacific Coast pennant this year?
Uh-huh.
And the National League pennant race is tighter than it's been in years.
Yeah.
For heaven's sake, Jack, put down that knitting and talk to me.
I'm sorry, Mary. I'm trying to finish these socks for Phil. It's only 90 days till Christmas, you know.
Jack, Phil has been with you 12 years, and you're giving him socks for a present?
There ain't no present. Mr. Harris ordered them.
That's right. You know, Mary, it is warm today. I wonder if we could try... Rochester, how'd you know I wanted the top down?
I didn't. We just went under a low tree.
What?
Who needs push buttons?
Well, leave it. It's nice this way. And, Rochester, you better slow down.
I can't, boss. We haven't got any brakes.
No brakes? What do you do when you come to a railroad crossing?
We get out and pick up coal.
Rochester.
Those diesels are ruining us.
Rochester, don't be funny. Just drive. Say, Mary, do you think... Rochester, you're not making a turn. Why have you got your hand out?
I'm feeling for the studio.
You're feeling for the studio?
Yeah, and it's small. We'll never see it.
I know what you mean. Say, Mary, I was just thinking of something. It's been a long time since you sang a song on the program. How about doing one today?
Oh, not today, Jack. I was at the Navy-USC football game yesterday, and I cheered so much on horse.
Oh. Well, we won't have the Sportsman Quartet there at the Orpheum Theater this week.
Boss, if you want more music on the program, why don't you play your violin?
I think I will. I just put 4 new strings on it.
You did?
Yes. You'll hear them all on CBS this fall.
I can hardly wait.
Thanks.
Oh, Rochester. Rochester, we're only a block from the studio. You better start looking for a parking space.
Look for a space? Are you kidding, Mary? Rochester, drive it right into the studio lot. Mr. Paley, the head of CBS, assigned a reserved parking space especially for me.
Gee, they sure treat you nice, don't they, Jack?
Mary, all the networks are nice. And it's about time people realize that there's no animosity between them.
There isn't?
Of course not. Now, take CBS. They even put Johnson's wax on the floors.
Jack, CBS didn't put it there. So many stars have come over, they cracked it in on their heads.
On their heads. On their shoes. They must be acrobats. How do you like it? We got acrobats now. Walk in on their head. Shoes.
So many stars come over, they cracked it in
Oh,
on
we
their
don't
shoes.
have to do it through it. Doesn't matter how it got there. The fact that it's not there proves that. Rochester, here's the studio lot. Turn right in. My parking space is third on the left.
I know.
Rochester, what'd you stop here for?
There's another car in there.
Well, how do you like that? Imagine anyone leaving his car in my parking space. What a nerve. When I came to CBS, this space was assigned to me. And if anyone else thinks they can use it, they're crazy. Oh, boy, who does that car belong to?
Mr. Paley.
Well, don't just stand there. Dust it off. Dust it off. Here.
Come on, Jack.
Just a minute. He's using filled socks. Rochester, you don't have to wait for me. You can have the rest of the day off.
Thanks. Say, boys, I'm going out tonight. Would you mind giving me my salary today instead of tomorrow?
Yes, I can do that. As a matter of fact, Rochester, I have your pay already. Here's your envelope.
Thanks.
Now, come on, Mary. Let's hurry into the...
Say, boys,
What is it, Rochester?
you always pay me in dollars. How come it's pounds this week?
I'll explain it to you later. Come on, Mary.
Oh, brother, you don't miss a trick, do you?
Never mind. Just walk in on your head. Come on, Mary. We got to get in the studio. I feel good today. Again, this couldn't happen again. Da-da-da-da. Oh, darn it. I forgot to get my violin out of my car.
Again, I hope it happens again.
Yeah. It's not funny. Now, let's go in.
Hello, Mr. Benny. I've been waiting for you.
Oh, Mel Blanc, waiting for me?
Yeah, you got a part that I can do on your show today?
Mel, I gave you a part on my show last week.
Yeah, but I didn't get a chance to do my imitations. I imitate Mickey Rooney, Lionel Barrymore, and Al Jolson.
Mel, look, there's no room on my program for imitations of Mickey Rooney, Lionel Barrymore, or Al Jolson. Now, cut that out! Now, look, Mel, when I have a part for you, I'll let you know. Come on in, Mary. On your head. That Mel Blanc is such a pest. Well, here's my dressing room.
Jack, the door's open.
Open? I wonder... Well, what do you know? I've got a visitor. Edgar Bergen.
Hello, Edgar.
Hello, Mary. Hello, Jack. Well, Edgar, welcome to CBS.
Well, thank you. You know, I don't do my first program until next Sunday night.
Oh, still rehearsing, eh? Well, I've already started my season. I did my first show on the 11th. Did you hear it?
No. But on the 12th, CBS sent for me.
What?
Yeah, Bergen, will you get me out of this football uniform? USC doesn't need me anymore.
No, I see. Yeah.
I'll mow them down.
Yes, I know you will. Charlie, we've got company now.
Oh, have we?
Hello, Charlie.
Well, you beautiful doll, you...
Oh.
Pucker up your lips. I'm coming in for a landing.
Charlie, you should be ashamed of yourself. Such disgraceful behavior, kissing Miss Livingston before you've been properly introduced.
I'm sorry.
When a gentleman meets a lady, first he should tip his hat.
Uh-huh.
And then says, how do you do? Then he should inquire as to her well-being. And then he should gently take her hand and respectfully bow from the waist.
Durgan, those are the kind of details that slow down a man's life. Come to my arms, you luscious little hungry...
All right, Charlie, please. Now, don't be so rude. There's someone else here.
Yeah?
Yes, that's Mr. Benny.
Hello, Charlie. Welcome to CBS. Shave.
Put it away, bub. I'll pick my friends.
What?
You can stop. You can stop fluttering those big blue eyes, too. They don't do a thing to me. Now, where were we, Mary? Oh, yes, you luscious little tomato. Let me put my arms around you.
Oh, no, Charlie, please don't kiss me again. When your late lips meet mine, my blood goes to my head, a cold iciness goes to my feet, and a wild wave of emotion rushes to my fingertips.
I got this dame going in all directions.
Mary, stop teasing him. You're blistering his enamel. Well, Edgar, if you don't mind, I got a lot of things to do now.
Well, thanks, Jack, for dropping into my dressing room.
No, Edgar, this is my dressing room.
No, this was your dressing room.
What do you mean, was? This is my dressing room. When I came over here, Mr. Paley gave it to me.
I'm sorry, Jack, but they've switched you to dressing room 4. All my things are here, and they're going to stay here.
Well, I'll throw them out.
You lay one hand on those clothes.
Oh, yeah, put up your foot.
Boys.
Let them fight, Livy. Let them fight. The most they can do is lean on each other.
As for you, Edgar Bergen, if you think you're going to use this dressing room, there's only one thing I can say to you. I'll dress somewhere else. Goodbye. Thought he put one over on me there. Dressing room 4. It's all the way down the hall.
Jack, here comes Dennis.
Oh, hello, Dennis.
I've come to say goodbye. I've been drafted.
Drafted?
Don't stand there. Salute me.
What?
Dennis, do you mean...
No, Mary, you stay out of this. Let me handle him. Now, Dennis, look at me. I just want to ask you one thing. The war has been over 4 years now. How come you got a draft notice?
I won it on a quiz program.
A quiz program?
Yeah, I got a bicycle, a refrigerator, and 2 glorious years in the Army.
Mary, I begged you to stay out of it. Now, Dennis, forget this silly talk and get into the studio.
Oh, I can't. I got to report to my regiment. We're being sent overseas.
You mean
Mary, you won't listen to me, will you? Now, for your own good, let me ask him. I'm gray anyway. You and your regiment are going to be sent overseas, Dennis?
Uh-huh.
To Germany to take over supplies?
No, to Stromboli to bring back Ingrid.
Do me a favor, will you? Now, stop talking and rehearse your song.
Okay.
Come on, Mary.
Oh, Mr. Benny.
What is it?
Good yanta.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
as strange as it seems. The sound of her laughter will sing in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reasons. Wise men never try. Come enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you hear her call you across the crowded room, then fly to her side and make her your own. For all through your life you may dream all alone. Once you have found her, never let her go. Once you have found her, never let her go.
Now, let's see. Where's that dressing room they changed me to?
Oh, here it is, Jack, right here. Number 4.
Oh, yes. Say, look at that, Mary. They put 2 stars on the door. I guess they're trying to make me feel good. Let's go in.
Hello there, Mr. Benny.
Well, hello, Miss Benny.
Amos and Andy.
Hello, boys.
Oh, hello, Miss Livingston. Excuse us for being in our bathrobes.
Yeah, we was pressing our pants under the mattress.
Well, fellas, it seems you could have done that in your own dressing room.
This is our dressing room.
Yeah, sir. This dressing room here was given to us by the head man of this network. And he said if anybody comes in and gives us trouble, that we should very gently throw him out. That's what he said.
Yeah. And
On his head or on his shoe?
well, he told us one thing. He requested that we keep the bounces down to a minimum anyway.
Well, fellas, nobody's going to start any trouble. Obviously, there's been a mistake. Anyway, you don't do your opening program till next Sunday. What are you doing here so early?
Well, we don't like to leave things to the last minute, so we down here at the studio to test the acoustics.
The acoustics?
Yeah, so you see your voice comes out your mouth, it hits the side wall, hits the back wall, then it hits the other side wall and comes right back to you.
Yeah, that's what's known as a 3-cushion shot.
Well, I still can't understand them giving you my dressing room. Anyway, I'll take it up with Mr. Paley. Come on, Mary.
Say, Amos, Mr. Benny was a little upset because we got this dressing room, huh?
Yeah, well, that ain't what's bothering him. He's upset because today they stopped daylight saving time.
Well, what's that got to do with him?
When they stop any kind of saving, Mr. Bennett takes it personal.
Yeah, you're right. That man is closer than the pupils on a cross-eyed flea.
Well, say, Andy, that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Lift up the mattress and see if the crease in our pants is as sharp as we is.
Oh, pardon me, boys. I left my hat in here.
Oh, yes, sir. Here you is.
Thanks, Andy. So long, Amos. Can't understand why I'm being pushed around here. They take my parking space, my dressing room. What next?
Oh, Jack.
Oh, hello, Don.
Oh, Jack, I've been looking all over for you. Boy, am I excited.
Why, Don? What happened?
Well, you know how hard I've been trying to reduce?
Yes?
Well, I finally made it. I'm down to 165.
Down to 165? How did that happen?
I weighed myself on an English scale, and they cut the pound in half.
Don, bubbling brook. Look at me, Don, if you're going to tell jokes, why don't you get one that we can use on the program?
Well, Jack, I thought it was very funny.
Don, I'm not questioning the value of that little gem. It has its points. I mean, it's not only topical, but it stinks. Believe me.
Well, then listen, Jack, I've got another joke that'll kill the audience. It's so funny that... No, I'm afraid it's a trifle daring.
Daring? You mean a little risque? What is it, Don? What is it? You can tell me. We're out here anyway. What is it?
Well, come on, let's get away from this crowd.
Don, that's you. What's the joke, Don? What is it?
Well, the way it was told to me. It seemed that the traveling salesman's car broke down and right in front of a farmer's house.
Yes.
Now, this farmer had a beautiful daughter.
Yeah.
So the salesman knocked on the door, and when the farmer opened it, he told him that his car broke down and that he was a salesman.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So the farmer's daughter, who was standing there, said, "A salesman?" And he said, "Yes, I sell Lucky Strike cigarettes that are made of that fine, that light, that naturally fine tobacco. And Lucky Strike pays more."
I know.
Oh, you heard the story.
No. Look at it. I know that Lucky Strike pays more than the official parity price. But what about the salesman and the farmer's daughter?
Well, just then the phone rang. And when the farmer left the room to answer it, the salesman walked over to the farmer's daughter and said...
Yeah. What'd he say? We're alone then.
I've been smoking Lucky Strikes for now 25 years. Because they're so round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw. And then...
Yes, and then?
The daughter was so happy she fixed the salesman's car and he drove away.
Don, that's the story?
Well, that's not the original version. I told it to the sponsor and he switched it all around.
Oh.
Jack, I thought you didn't like the story.
I just remembered the original one. No wonder the sponsor changed it. It was about lifesavers. See you later, Donzie. I'd tear up his contract if it wasn't tattooed on his back.
Jack, where have you been?
I just left Don Wilson. He told me a wonderful story.
What was it?
I couldn't tell it to you, Mary, but it's so good it would be worth your marrying me just to hear it. Come on, let's go. Mary, look at when we...
Hey, how about it, Mr. Benny? Can't you find a part for me on your program?
Mel, will you stop following me around and go home?
Some home. My wife is never there. She's always out playing bridge.
Bridge?
Yeah, she plays with Mrs. Bob Hope, Mrs. Ray Milland, and Mrs. Al Jolson.
Say, Mel, will you please go away and leave me alone? Come on, Mary, let's get into our studio. I wish Mel would stop bothering me. Well, look who's here.
Hi, Jack.
Red Skelton. Running into everybody today. How have you been, Red?
Oh, fine, Jack. Gee, I haven't seen you since that night at Claudette Colbert's party.
Oh, yes, what a party. You know, Red, I haven't danced that much in all my life.
Yeah, imagine Claudette trying to cut in on it.
Well, I waltzed into that one. Look, Red, I know you have to rehearse for your opening program next Sunday, but don't use
Oh, Jack, wait a minute. Red, aren't you going to say hello to me?
Well,
Look, Red, if you don't mind...
Well, I'll be with you in a minute, Jack. I want to run through a scene.
Look, Red, if you don't mind,
All right, Mr. Skelton, let's run through that western scene. Oh, yeah, well, I'm ready. Okay. Ready?
Come here, you varmint. This is Deadeye you're messing with.
Are you the dirty hombre that's been stealing the cattle off my pappy's ranch?
Yeah. Look, Red.
Are you the hombre that broke into my house and stole the pigs right out of my living room?
Yeah.
The same hombre that blew the still right out of Grandpa's mouth?
Yeah.
Well, we're both going to fight a duel. I'll count 3 and we'll both draw. You ready? 1, 2, 3. How do you like that? They fall for it on this network, too.
That's pretty good, eh, Jack?
Yeah.
I thought it was very exciting.
Say, wait a minute, Red.
Yeah?
Red, that actor you shot. Why doesn't he get up?
Oh, well, we use real bullets. We don't believe in fooling the audience, you know. Okay, Joe, sweep them out, will you?
Red, you really shoot the actor?
Well, you see, once I didn't, I had to pay him.
Oh.
Say, Joe, should we run through that scene again?
Well, we ain't got no more actors. You shot 4 of them already.
Red, you mean every time you go through that scene, you shoot an actor?
Sure.
Oh, Mel! Mel!
Jack, you wouldn't dare.
I wouldn't, eh? Lucky's not around.
Now, let's try that scene again on the other mic, Mr. Skelton.
Okay, now this time let's... What?
Ooh. Red, how'd you happen to slip?
Well, you see, I just came over and I still got wax on my head. Just a little... Oh.
What's the matter?
I broke me with a arm. Grandma, put down your pool cue and call the doctor. I broke the arm.
All right, Red, you've rehearsed all your characters. Now, how about getting out of my studio so I can do my broadcast?
Your studio? Didn't they tell you?
Tell me what?
Well, you've been moved to the Widow studio down the hall.
The Whittle studio? How do you like that? First they take my parking space, then my dressing room, now my studio. If they think they can kick me around, they got another thing coming.
Jack, don't stand around here grumbling. You better hurry to the Willow studio. It's time for your show to go on the air.
Oh, it is, eh? Time for me to go on the air. Well, I'll fix them. Let them start the show.
Jack, look what time
I
it is.
know what time it is, but I'm going to teach them a lesson. Mary, there's a radio. Turn it on. Let's see how they're going to get along without me.
Okay.
And now here he is, the star of the Lucky Strike program, Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc? Oh, nuts. I'm going home and finish Bill's song.
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first...
6, 7,
When you hear that famous chant, remember, Lucky's pay more. Millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco.
LSMFT. LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, the independent tobacco experts concede giant baskets of fine tobacco, one after another, go to the makers of Lucky Strike. Here's what Mr. Al Rogers, veteran auctioneer of Robertsonville, North Carolina, recently said.
I think you'll agree that an auctioneer like myself ought to know good tobacco. And year after year, I've seen the makers of Lucky Strike buy fine, prime, ripe leaf. That's just right for mild, good smoking. I've smoked Lucky's for 10 years.
And a recent survey reveals that more independent tobacco experts, auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen smoke Lucky Strike regularly than the next 2 leading brands combined. So for your own real deep-down smoking enjoyment, smoke the smoke tobacco expert smoke, Lucky Strike. Remember, to give you a truly finer cigarette, Lucky's pay millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco. Good reason to make your next carton Lucky Strike.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Amos and Andy, Edgar Bergen, and Red Skelton for being with us tonight. And you'll hear them all on CBS next Sunday. Good night, folks.
be sure to hear A Day in the Life of Dennis Day. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike.
To
give you more real deep-down smoking enjoyment, Lucky's pay more. Yes, to give you a finer cigarette, Lucky Strike pays millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco.
LSMFT. LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Just listen to the words of a veteran tobacco buyer, Mr. James Watson Davis of Wilson, North Carolina. He recently said,
I've been a tobacco buyer for 20 years now. That's why I know what tobacco makes a good smoke. And in those years, time after time, I've seen the makers of Lucky Strike buy fine quality leaf, ripe, mellow tobacco that's great for good smoking. I've smoked Lucky's for 18 years.
And a recent survey reveals more independent tobacco experts, auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen smoke Lucky Strike regularly than the next two leading brands combined. So smoke the smoke tobacco experts smoke. For your own real deep-down smoking enjoyment, light up a Lucky Strike. Remember, Lucky's pay more, millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco to give you a finer, milder, more enjoyable cigarette. Good reason to make your next carton Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, around this time of year, Jack Benny goes through a rather peculiar annual routine. He takes inventory of all the commodities in his pantry. As we look in, Rochester and Jack are checking off the items.
2 cans of corned beef hash.
2 cans of corned beef hash.
4 bottles of olives.
Rochester, slow down. I can't write that fast.
Mr. Benny, I can't understand why you take inventory every fall. You run this house just like a grocery store.
I do not. I broke the point of this pencil. Where's the pencil sharpener?
In the cash register.
Oh, yes. Darn it, I hit the 60-cent key instead of no sale. Now my books won't balance. Well, let's get on with the inventory, Rochester.
Yes, sir. 6 cans of peas.
6 cans of peas.
5 cans of corn.
5 cans of corn.
436 cans of pork and beans.
430. Rochester, how come we got so many cans of pork and beans?
Don't you remember Mr. Paley threw those in to clinch the deal?
Oh, yes, one for each station. Now, continue, Rochester.
2 bottles of vanilla extract.
2 bottles of vanilla extract.
1 bottle of Lydia Pinkham's.
1 bottle of Lydia Pinkham's.
12 slices of white bread.
12 slices of white bread.
7 slices of whole wheat bread.
7 slices of whole wheat bread.
Oh, say, boys.
What is it, Rochester?
When we come to the toothpicks, let's just estimate.
Okay for the plain ones, but the colored ones will count. Now, let's finish this.
Yes, sir. 6 bottles of ketchup.
6 bottles of ketchup.
6 bottles of chili sauce.
6 bottles of chili sauce.
3 cans of Strongheart.
3 cans of Strongheart.
Boss, why have we got that?
I borrowed it from the Colemans.
Well, we haven't got a dog. Why'd you borrow it?
Well, they were out of butter, and I didn't want to leave empty-handed. We'll use it someday. Continue.
1 sack of Idaho potatoes.
1 sack of Idaho potatoes. Rochester, answer the door. I'll finish the inventory.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Rochester.
Oh, hello, Miss Livingston. Welcome to Ralph's Supermarket.
What?
Come right in.
Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. What are you doing up on that stool?
Oh, I'll be finished in a minute. I'm just putting some stuff back on the top shelf. Would you please hand me those 2 jars of caviar?
Oh, fine. Fish eggs from a frightened mackerel, and he calls it caviar.
Mary, I've got a cold. Why do you have to come over here and...
Jack, look out, the stool! The cat is
Ooh.
Jack, are you hurt?
No, I'm all right. What are you laughing at?
With those fish eggs in your ear, you look like you're going upstream to spawn.
Upstream to spawn. Man nearly kills himself, and you talk about romance. Now, Mary, look I got a cold. Will you not bother me? Answer that, will you, please?
Okay. Hello, Mr. Benny's residence.
Hey, Livy. Hey, how come you're answering the phone? New clause in your contract?
No, Phil. Jack would have answered it, but he can't. He's lying on the floor.
Holy smoke, he's getting as bad as Remley.
It isn't that at all. Would you like to speak to Jack?
Talk to that old man when I got you, Livy. Why, you gorgeous bundle of loveliness. You beautiful streamlined doll. You gorgeous hunk of... Let me speak to Jackson.
Phil, what happened?
Alice just walked into the room.
Oh. Say, Phil, I'd like to talk to Alice. Put her on the phone.
If I do, it'll count as a guest spot.
Well, wait a minute. I'll put Jack on. Jack, Phil wants to talk to you.
Okay. Hello, Phil.
Well, how's Paley's comics today?
I'm all right. What do you want, Phil?
Look, Jackson, I know it's kind of late notice, but I wonder if you could give me a couple of tickets for today's broadcast.
Well, I might be able to scrape up two. Who are they for?
Well, my nephew who lives in Kentucky just got married, and he and his wife are visiting us. He's a swell kid, 19 years old.
19 is married? How old is his wife?
10.
Wait a minute, Phil. You mean to say your nephew married a 10-year-old girl?
He felt sorry for her. First husband was a louse.
Phil, stop making things up. Now, who do you want the tickets for?
Well, to tell you the truth, it's for Remley, but he was afraid to ask.
Well, he should be ashamed after what happened last time. He gave that ticket to his girl. She almost started a riot in the studio. Imagine her walking up and down the aisle doing a thing like that.
That wasn't her fault, Jackson. The band never should have played A Pretty Girl Is Like a Melody.
All right, but where did she get the balloons? Where did she get the balloons?
Where did you get the pen?
Oh, quiet! All right, Phil, I'll give you the tickets at rehearsal.
Thanks, Jackson. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey, Jackson.
What?
You're old, but you're cute.
Yeah, I'm cute. Goodbye. Phil always has to call me when I'm busy. Oh, Rochester.
What is it, boy?
I knocked over all these cans when I fell off the stool. Will you pick them up while I go on with the inventory?
Yes, sir.
Mary, will you please help me? I'll call off the items if you write them down.
Sure, Jack.
5 bottles of vinegar.
5 bottles of vinegar.
3 boxes of rye crisp.
3 boxes of rye crisp.
11 cans of Johnson's wax.
11 cans of John... Jack, why do you need all that wax?
It's for the program, Mary. You put it on your head and the jokes slip your mind.
All right, Jack. I made a mistake last week. You deducted it from my salary. Now let's forget it.
All right, now let's keep going, Mary. 1 leg of lamb.
1 leg of lamb.
2 packages of bacon.
2 packages of bacon.
1 side of beef.
Jack, that's me.
Oh, hello, Don.
Hello, Jack, Mary.
Hello, Don.
Say, Jack, I know you're busy, but I brought the Sportsman Quartet with me, and they want to run over the commercial for the program.
But, Don, I didn't think they could be with us this Sunday. I thought they were being held over at the Orpheum Theater.
Oh, they are. That's why they had to rush over here between shows to let you hear the song.
Oh.
This is their second week at the theater, Jack, and they're a terrific hit there.
Well, isn't that wonderful? So you're back at vaudeville, eh, boys? That's nice. Tell me, fellas, how does it feel being on the stage again? Do you like it?
There's no business like show business like no business we know. Playing at the Orpheum is thrilling, standing out in front on opening night, smiling as you watch the theater filling, and there's your billing out there in line. There's no people like show people, they smile when they are low. Thank you, Jack, for booking us with heaven sent. Yes, thanks to you, we can pay our rent.
That's all right.
But don't worry, Jack, you'll get your 10%.
Thank
Let's
you.
go on with
What about the commercial, fellas? Commercial.
No cigarette, none you can get like Lucky's we know. Lucky's are a smoke that you will treasure. Lucky's have a taste that you will like. There's no way we know to really measure the smoking pleasure in Lucky Strike. So buy Lucky's and try Lucky's, you'll like Lucky's we know. At the auctions, Lucky Strike pays millions more. For fine tobacco, that's what it's for. Buy a pack of LSMFT before you go on to the show. Let's go right on with the show.
John, that was simply wonderful.
I'm glad you liked it, Jack. Now we've got to rush back to the theater. The boys will be on stage in 20 minutes.
Then you better hurry. Goodbye, fellas. So long, Don.
So long.
Gee, Mary, just the mention of vaudeville brings back memories. I wish I was back on the stage again. Ah, those were the days.
Did you ever play the Orpheum here, Jack?
Yes, Mary. I even remember the bill. There was Block and Sully, Willie Weston McGinty, the Avon Comedy 4, Pink's Mules, and Fred Allen. Ah, gee, he was a clever guy.
Allen?
No, Pink. Now, what did I do with my pencil? I want to finish this. I'll get it.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Mel Blanc.
Oh.
Hey, can you use me on your program Sunday?
No, I can't. And Mel, why do you keep bothering me? I told you I can't use your imitations on my program.
But I don't just imitate actors. I imitate world-famous politicians like Winston Churchill, Anthony Eden, General de Gaulle, and that fellow who just visited President Truman.
Who's that?
Al Jolson.
And I can't use you on my show, Sunday. Goodbye. I can't understand that guy. He knows if I had a job, I'd give it to him. I'm his agent. So, Mary.
Just a minute, Jack. Go ahead, Rochester.
12 cans of crushed pineapple.
12 cans of crushed pineapple.
19 cans of condensed milk.
19 cans of condensed milk.
2,456 cans.
Cans? Cans of what?
Just cans, Mr. Benny. Don't throw nothing away.
Certainly. Now, I paint them and hang them on my Christmas tree. Now, Mary, I can finish this up with Rochester, so...
Shall I answer the door, boy?
No, don't bother getting down from the stool. I'll answer it. I'd like to get this inventory finished before we... Well!
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Mr. Kitchen! Mr. Kitzel, it's certainly nice seeing you again. What are you doing around this neighborhood?
Mr. Benny, I came over to say goodbye. I'm going to New York to see the World Series.
Well, that's wonderful, Mr. Kitzel. I didn't know you were interested in baseball.
Interesting. You know, Mr. Benny, when I was a boy, I played baseball all the time.
Really?
Yes, indeed. I used to pitch for my high school team.
No kidding. Well, were you a good pitcher?
Ooh. They used used to call me Satchel Tito.
No.
Yeah. Oh, I could pitch fast, slow, inside, outside. But my specialty was, you should excuse the expression, a saliva ball.
Say, you must have been pretty good.
Pretty good. After I left high school, I became a professional and played ball with the Mexican League. And then after 9 years, I was...
Wait a minute. You were down in Mexico for 9 years?
Where do you think I got this accent?
You're joking, I said.
Oh, no.
But Mr. Kiss, I'm certainly surprised to hear about your interest in baseball.
Oh, that's so surprising. In 1938, I was the most popular man at the World Series. Oh, my, you should have heard the crowd yelling for me.
You mean you played in the World Series?
Who played? I was selling hot dogs, pickle in the middle and the mustard on top with a hey baba-reba and a little bebop. Goodbye.
Goodbye. So long. Gee, it was nice seeing Mr. Kittle again.
Jack, we're almost finished with the inventory.
That's good. Say, Mary, I certainly appreciate your helping me, and I'll tell you what. If you'd like to stay for dinner, I'll take you out later. We'll go to a nightclub.
A nightclub? Oh, I'd love to, Jack, but I already have a date.
Oh.
I hope it doesn't spoil your evening.
No. I'll take my pen. Now, Mary, if you want to... Oh, there's the door again. Come in.
Oh, Mr. Benny, I just came over to ask you if you...
Hello, Dennis.
Hello. Mr. Benny, I just came over to ask you if you...
How do you feel, kid?
Fine. Mr. Benny, I just came over to ask you...
Close the door, will you, Dennis?
Okay.
Now, Dennis, what did you... Dennis! How do you like that? He locked himself out. Oh, well, it's just... Come in.
Oh, Mr. Benny, I just came over to ask you if it would be all right if I could...
Dennis, when I told you to close the door, I bet you should come in first.
Oh.
Now, what do you want to ask me?
If I could use your phone, my house is on fire.
Now, Dennis, don't be silly. If your house is on fire, why would you come all the way to Beverly Hills to use the phone?
I want the firemen to think I'm a big shot.
Dennis, close the door, will you? Just my luck. This time he stayed on the inside. Now, look, I'm busy, so don't bother me with all those silly things you make up. Come on, Mary, let's finish this inventory.
Okay.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yes.
I thought you were cleaning house like my mother did the other day.
I'm not cleaning house.
Boy, did she get rid of a lot of stuff. She threw some old curtains out of the living room, a broken rocking chair out of the bedroom, and she even took the moose head out of the shower.
Now, Mary, Dennis, she took the what out of the shower?
The moose head.
You're going to ignore that, eh, Mary?
I certainly am.
My father put it in there,
Wait a
but my
minute,
mother
Dennis. Wait a minute. Hold it a minute. I know I'll regret asking you. But why would your father put a moose head in the shower?
The other end would look silly.
Well, that I can understand. Now, Dennis... Dennis, besides your house being on fire and your father being in a shower with a moose, what else is new?
Well, I've been rehearsing my song all week. Would you like to hear it?
I'd love to. Anything. Go ahead.
Okay.
love you. There's no other way.
one way to say I love you. I love you, I love you, and try as I may, that's all I can say. I love you. Much more could be said if I thought with my head, but I only can think with my heart. I love you, and yearn for the day when you say I love you. Much more could be said if I thought with my head, but I only can think with my heart. And yearn for the day when you say I love you.
Dennis, that was very good. Now, just sit down for a few minutes. I want to finish my inventory.
We've got everything listed, boss. All we have to do is put the last few things back on the shelves.
Good, good.
Rochester, I'll get up on the stool, and you can hand the stuff to me.
No, Mary, I'll get up there.
Oh, Jack, you've had enough trouble. I'll get up on the stool. Help me.
Okay. Up. Up. Don't let your skirt catch on the stool.
I'll lift it a little.
Dennis! Dennis, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, I wasn't whistling at Mary.
Now, Dennis, so did I. You were looking at Mary's limbs and you were whistling at her. Now, weren't you?
Well, yes.
Good, good.
Mary! You get down off the stool and I'll get up there. I got to get this job finished. Help me up, Rochester.
Here you are, boys. Up, up.
Dennis! Now, stop it.
That was me.
Good, good. Now, Rochester, if I push these cans on the top of the shelf back a little, I think we can squeeze in a couple of more.
Jack! Jack, the stool, look out!
Ooh, it's my own fault.
Jack, that big can of tomato juice is falling. Look out!
Oh.
Jack. 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 Oh, my goodness, he's unconscious. Jack!
Boss, speak to me. Speak to me.
Gee, he's really out cold. Rochester, help me. Put a pillow under his head. Dennis, go get a glass of water.
I'd rather have a Coke.
It's not for you. Go get it. Jack. Jack. Gee, Rochester, look at that big bump on his head.
Yeah, hope he isn't hurt too bad.
Here's the water, Mary.
Well, don't stand there. Throw it. In his face, not mine.
He's coming too, Miss Livingston.
Where am I? What happened?
Well, after you fell, a big can of tomato juice hit you on the head.
Oh.
Are you all right, Jack?
Yes, I feel all right, Mary. It's just that... Oh, Mary, you were worried about me, weren't you? You've been crying.
Dennis threw water in my face.
Rochester, help me up, will you, please?
Yeah, here you are, boss.
Jack, you better sit down. You were hit pretty hard. You got a big bump on your head.
But, Mary, I feel perfectly all right.
There's somebody at the door.
I'll get it.
Jack, let Rochester...
Mary, don't worry. Little hit on the head. They make such a big thing out of it.
Telegram for Jack Benny.
I'm Jack Benny.
Here you are, sir.
Thank you. Oh, just a minute, boy. Here's a tip for you.
Gee, I'm sorry, sir, but I haven't got change for a dollar bill.
I don't want any change. Keep it. It's yours.
Oh, boy, $1 tip. Thank you.
Jack.
Gee, I wonder who could be sending me a telegram.
Jack.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Jack.
What is it, Mary?
You just gave that Western Union boy $1 tip.
Yes, wasn't that enough? If you don't think so, I'll call him back.
No, Jack. No.
Mary, what's the matter with you?
Jack, are you sure you feel all right?
I'm fine. What's the matter with you, kid? Look, excuse me, kid, while I read my telegram with you.
Dennis, did you see what happened?
Yeah, maybe it's that bump on his head.
He's never given a Western Union boy $1 before, has he, Rochester?
Only once, and that time he kept the kid's bicycle.
Well, hey, kids, I'm certainly glad I got this wire.
Who's it from, Jack?
The boys at Phil's band. They're giving Sammy the drummer a surprise birthday party tonight, and they want me to be there. Excuse me a minute. I want to make a telephone call. Yada-dee-da-da, da-dee-da-da, da-da, da-dee-da-da-da, da-da, da-dee-da-da. Hello? Beverly Hills Liquor Store? This is Jack Benny talking. That's right. Listen, I'd like to order a little gift for a birthday party. Do you have some very fine imported champagne? What? I said Benny. Jack Benny. No, not one bottle of champagne. I want to order a whole case. Huh? Yes, Benny. B-E-N-N-Y. Yes. Now, send this case of champagne to Sam Weiss, 4720 Mary Ellen Avenue, Van Nuys. No, don't send the bill to him. Send it to me. Yes, B-E-N-N-Y. Thank you. Goodbye.
Rochester, this is serious.
Well, kids, I'm going upstairs and get dressed for the party. See you tomorrow, Mary. So long, Dennis.
Bye, Mr. Benny.
This ought to be a lot of fun tonight. I wonder what suit I should wear. I think I'll wear the brown one. Yada-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, da-dum, dum-dee-da-da-dum, da-dum, dum-dee-da-da-dum.
Ladies and gentlemen, the National Foundation for Infantile Paralysis is in immediate need of help. The March of Dimes funds have been exhausted fighting this year's epidemic of polio. $14.5 million must be raised within the next 7 days. So won't you please help to fight this dread disease? Please send your dimes and dollars to polio, care of your local post office. We cannot abandon America's children. Remember, send your dimes and dollars to polio in care of your local post office. Thank you. Jack will be back in just a moment, but first...
To give you a finer, milder, more enjoyable cigarette, Lucky's pay more. Yes, at the tobacco auctions, Lucky Strike pays millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco. Picture a vast, high-ceiling warehouse, the aisles lined with baskets of golden tobacco. Here's an especially fine basket of mild, ripe leaf. The auctioneer sings out the bid. Higher and higher goes the price. Now at the very peak bid, you hear...
sold to American.
And another basket of fine, light, naturally mild tobacco is sold to Lucky Strike. And that's the way it goes time and again at market after market. Yes, Lucky's pay more, millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco. LSMFT, LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Mild, mellow tobacco that gives you more, far more real, deep-down smoking enjoyment. So for a finer smoke, smoke the cigarette of fine tobacco. Yes, light up a Lucky. You'll agree, in all the world, there's no finer cigarette than Lucky Strike.
Yes, Doctor. Mr. Benny is acting very strangely. Well, Doctor, first he gave a Western Union boy $1 tip, and then he ordered a case of champagne as a birthday gift for a... What? Yes, Benny. Benny.
Be sure to hear Dennis Day and the Day in the Life of Dennis Day, and stay tuned to the Ann Sandy Show, which follows immediately. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike.
To
give you more real deep-down smoking enjoyment, Lucky's pay more. Yes, to give you a truly finer cigarette. Lucky's pay millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco. LSMFT, LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, because at auction after auction, as fine, light, naturally mild tobacco comes up for sale, as the price climbs higher and higher, time and again, at the top bid, you hear... And another basket of fine tobacco goes to the makers of Lucky Strike. Remember, to give you a finer, lighter, milder cigarette. Lucky Strike pays millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco. So light up a truly finer cigarette. Light up a Lucky. See how much more real, deep-down smoking enjoyment Lucky's give you. Make your next carton Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike Program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, last week, while Jack was taking inventory in his pantry, a big can of tomato juice fell off the shelf and hit him on the head. Since then, Jack hasn't been himself, and Mary is terribly worried. So now we take you to Mary's home in Beverly Hills.
Oh, Miss Livingston, I just called Dennis Day, and he'll be right over.
Good. Did you call Don Wilson?
Uh-huh.
And did you call Phil Harris?
Oh, yeah. I called him twice.
Twice? Pauline, why didn't you give him the message the first time?
I couldn't. He picked up the phone and went right into That's What I Like About the South.
He would.
Oh, I think Mr. Harris is wonderful. I wish there was some subtle way I could get him to kiss me.
Well, I can help you, Pauline. When Mr. Harris is here, come into the room with a cork in your mouth. He'll pull it out and have you up to his lips before he knows what he's doing.
Gee, Miss Livingston, do you think it'll work?
Are you kidding? It'll even work with my sister Babe. Now, Pauline, you better go in the kitchen and... Oh, I'll get that.
Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Mary.
Hiya, Livy.
Hello, boys. Come on in.
Oh, say, Mary, that call sounded quite urgent. What happened?
Yeah, what's up, Liv?
Well, I'm worried about Jack. Last week, while he was taking inventory in his pantry, a big can of tomato juice hit him on the head. And since then, he's been spending money like mad.
Wait just a minute. Hold it. Look, Mary, the acoustics ain't so good in here. Would you mind throwing that again?
I said since Jack got hit on the head, he's been spending money.
Jackson?
Yes.
Whose?
His.
No.
Yes.
Well, heavens, the max factor. That old man has blown his top.
Phil, this is no laughing matter. Will you please sit down?
Well, the chairs are taken.
He can sit on my lap.
Pauline, you're not supposed to be in here. Now, boys, the question is, what are we going to do about Jack?
Nothing. Why tamper with a slot machine when it's paying off?
Phil, this is nothing to joke about. I'm really worried.
I'm worried, too. I didn't sleep a wink. I walked the streets all night.
You did?
Yeah, my folks moved and didn't tell me where.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it, Dennis. I'm sure it was just an oversight.
Some oversight. It's the 5th time they did it this month.
Dennis, keep quiet.
Am I heavy, Pauline?
Phil, get off her lap. Now, kids, I talked to the doctor, and he said the reason Jack is spending money is because when the can hit him on the head, it caused a quilobum cerebri compressor.
Quilobum cerebri compressor? What's that?
That's Latin for hand me the jug, Brimley. It's cold outside.
Well, there's no use talking to you, Phil.
Well, you can talk to me, Mary. I know how serious it can be. My mother once hit my father over the head, and he was unconscious for 2 days.
For 2 days? What'd she hit him with?
Me.
With you?
She kept hitting him and hitting him.
Dennis.
Oh, boy, could the Dodgers have used her.
Dennis, please. Now, come on, kids. I think it's time we got started for Jack's house.
Okay, Mary, let's go.
Oh, Rochester! Rochester!
Hello, boss. I let you sleep late because I thought it would help your cold. And besides that, well, where'd you get that bathrobe? That's a beauty.
Oh, I bought it yesterday. Of course, it's nothing fancy, but what could you expect for $250?
$250 for a bathrobe.
And Rochester, send my old one to Fred Allen. And you better put a sandwich in each pocket. He's out of work. Well, I think I'll go back to my room and get dressed. I want to do a little shopping before the gang gets here for rehearsal.
But, boss, you've been shopping every day this week.
Oh, that was just to pick up a few antiques.
Antiques? You mean that spin wheel in the living room is only for ornamental purposes?
Yes, why?
When you came home with it, I ran to the backyard and planted cotton.
Now, Rochester, stop being silly. You have enough work to do around here.
I have?
Certainly. Now that I think of it, you can have the evening off.
Gee, thanks, boss. I think I'll call my girl Susie and take her out.
Well, that's a good idea. And Rochester, here's $20. Show her a good time. Here, take it.
$20? But...
No, Rochester, I want you to have it. Now, you take that money and go out and have a... Oh, Rochester, you've got tears in your eyes.
I can't help it, boss. You haven't been so nice to me since I was in bed with pneumonia.
Rochester.
You felt so sorry for me, you only made me work half days.
What are you talking about?
Don't you remember, boss? You used to pick me up at the hospital every day at noon.
I don't remember that. Well, I've got to put my clothes on. See you later. Da-da-dee-da-da, da-dee-da-da, da-da, da-dee-da-da-da.
$20. Wait till I tell Susie about this. I'm going to call her right now.
Hello?
Hello, Susie. This is Rochester.
Oh, hello, Rochester. I was hoping you'd call.
Well, honey, I got tonight off, and we'll really do the town.
What?
I'll pick you up in a taxi. We'll go to a restaurant for champagne cocktails and a big steak dinner, and then we'll go dancing.
Rochester, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. It ain't me, it's the boss.
Mr. Benny? Well, what's the matter with him?
I don't know, but it's lovely. Lovely!
Rochester, what are you talking about?
Well, it's a long story, but I just got $20 from Mr. Benny.
Rochester, now you untie that man and give it right back to him.
No, honey, he gave it to me. He gave it to me. Now, look, Susie, I haven't seen you all week, and I feel kind of romantic today, so after dinner, I'll take you to Mulholland Drive, and we'll watch the sunset.
What's the sunset? Oh, Rochester, by the time we have dinner, we won't get to Mulholland Drive until it's pitch dark.
Yeah. look, honey. Uh-oh. Here comes Mr. Benny. I'll see you tonight.
Okay, Rochester. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, Rochester, I'm ready to leave.
What'll I tell you, Cash, when they come here for rehearsal?
Oh, I'll be back before they get here. I'm only going down. I'll answer that. Hello? No April showers. Making the voice. Bell. They bring the flowers. Bell. Now, don't get mad, Mr. Benny. I didn't want to call you up for a job again, but my wife made me do it.
Don't be such an apologetic schnook, Melvin. Tell him how important you are.
Well, look, Desdemona. Maybe I better not aggravate him.
Well, if you won't tell him, I will. Give me that phone. Hello, Benny?
Who are you?
I'm Mrs. Blank, Melvin's wife, and my Mel is doing you a favor by wanting to appear on your program.
Look, Mrs. Blank.
My Melvin is very talented, and he almost got a big part in a very important picture.
What picture?
Joseph sings again. Now, cut that.
Now, look, Mel, I've got a part for you on my program. You'll just stop with those silly imitations. Now, come to rehearsal at my house in an hour.
Oh, gee, thanks. I can use the $30.
$30? Is that all you're getting? Well, Mel, from now on, I'm going to give you $100. Is that all right, Mel? Mel?
I don't know what you said to my husband, but he just swallowed his upper plate.
Oh, I'm sorry. Goodbye. Now, Rochester, you better have some food for the gang when they come for rehearsal.
Yes, sir.
I'm going out now, do a little more shopping. I'll be back soon.
What a change has come over that man. It's hard to believe that being hit on the head with a can of tomato juice could cause Clay Lobum Carabri compressive. I don't know what that means, but you gotta live in Beverly Hills to have it. Well, I better get some food ready for the... Now, who can that be?
Oh, hello, Rochester.
Oh, hello, everybody. Come on in.
Rochester, we came over a little early so we could all... Say, wait a minute. What's that can of tomato juice doing on the piano?
That's the one that hit Mr. Benny on the head. The newsreels want to take pictures of it.
Take pictures of that?
Yeah, that little old can put more money into circulation than the Marshall Plan.
Rochester, is Mr. Benny here?
No, he went to do some more shopping. He'll be back soon, though.
Shopping again today? I wonder what he's buying this time.
Well, what do you think of this one, sir? Well, it doesn't look bad, but I'd like something a little larger. Well, I'm sorry, sir, but this is the largest yacht we have. Well, it is the best-looking one I've seen.
I'm sure you'll find it most satisfactory.
Yes.
It's 48 feet long and has a cruising speed of 18 knots an hour.
Good. It sure looks nice. Tell me, mister, what are these?
They're diesel.
Oh. And what are dozels? What are diesels?
Diesels are engines. And you'll find this type very reliable on long voyages.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. Would this boat be able to go to Hawaii?
Oh, certainly, sir. A trip to Hawaii would be nothing for a yacht like this.
Well, that's fine. See, I'll be sending it over there quite often.
Oh, business?
No, but there may be another strike, and I love fresh pineapple. But why worry about another strike now? We'll cross that bridges when we come to it. Now, Mister, why are you leaning over the rail?
I dropped my fountain pen.
Oh. Well, tell me, what's the price of this yacht?
$50,000.
That sounds reasonable. I think I'll take it.
Well, you're certainly in for a lot of happy, carefree days on this yacht, Mr.
Benny.
Benny?
Yes, Jack Benny.
Jack Benny?
Jackbenny.
All right, sir, you've had your little joke. Now, what's your name?
Barney D. I told you it's Jack Benny. See, I've signed it on this check for $1,000 as a deposit.
Well,
Now, here's my address. If you come over to my house this afternoon with the bill of sale for the yacht, I'll give you the rest of the money.
Oh, very good, sir.
And by the way, I wish you'd paint the name on the bow. I want to call it the Mary L. after Miss Livingston.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and one more thing. I intend to anchor my yacht in the San Pedro harbor.
Very good, sir. Shall we truck it down to San Pedro, or will you wait for the rainy season?
Oh, send it down immediately.
Yes, sir. I'll be over at your house as soon as I get the papers drawn up. Good day, sir.
Goodbye. I have to hurry now. I want to stop at the corner drugstore.
Here you are, sir. A tube of toothpaste and a package of razor blades. Will there be anything else?
Well, yes, I have a cold that's been bothering me for a couple of weeks. I don't know what to do about it.
Why not try a 4-way cold tablet?
Oh, give me an 8-way cold tablet. Money is no object at all. Thank you very, very much.
Hello, Mr. Benny. Nice seeing you in the bank again.
Thank you.
How much do you want to deposit today?
I don't want to make a deposit. I want to withdraw $50,000. All I said was I want to withdraw $50,000. Where did everybody go? Oh, well.
Here you are, sir. 360 North Camden Drive.
Thank you, Tabby.
That'll be 45 cents, sir.
45 cents, eh? Well, here's $1. Keep the change.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Oh, mister. Mister.
What is it, driver?
Didn't Jack Benny used to live here?
Yes. You can't understand people. I've been a big star for 18 years. Nobody recognizes me. Oh, darn it, I forgot my keys. Hope we finish rehearsal quickly today. There's a little more shopping I want to do.
Oh, hello, boss. Everyone's waiting for you in the den.
Well, I'll go right in. There's no business. Oh, hello, kids.
Hello,
Jack.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Hiya, Dennis.
Rochester told us you were out shopping again.
Yes, Mary. I just bought a yacht, and I'm going to call it the Mary L. after you.
You bought what?
A yacht. And here's a box of candy for you, too, Mary.
Thanks.
I think you'll like this assortment, Mary. Candy, this candy, caramels, fruits, and nuts.
Speaking of nuts, Mr. Benny, how are you feeling?
Dennis!
What was that you said, kid?
Oh, it was nothing, Jack. Nothing.
Oh. Well, kids, as long as you're all here, we'll start rehearsing. Now, Dennis, do your song while I hand out the script.
Okay.
You're breaking my heart 'cause you're leaving. You've fallen for somebody new. It isn't too easy believing you'd leave after all we've been through. It's breaking my heart to remember the dreams we defended apart. You're leaving us low-dying embers. I'll miss you, my love, when you're gone. I wish you joy, no teardrop burn. But if someday you should want to return, please hurry back, and we'll make a new start. Till then, you're breaking my heart. Mediante tu la veste bianca e più di lusso al tuo canto. Please
good, Dennis, very good. Now, Don, the next thing I want to rehearse is a commercial. Don, is the Sportsman Quartet here?
Well, no, they're not, Jack. You see, this week I prepared just a straight commercial.
Why?
Well, in that way, you won't need the quartet, and that'll save you $500.
Save me $500? Don, are you crazy? When will you ever learn that money was made to spend? I'm ashamed of you. If there's anything I can't stand, it's a cheapskate.
But, Jack, I thought...
Don, I don't care what you thought. Lucky Strike pays millions of dollars more than official parity prices for that fine, that light, that naturally mild tobacco. And you have the temerity to try and save me a measly $500.
But, Jack, certainly...
Don't but Jack me. Don, at auction after auction, Lucky Strike buys tobacco that's smooth, mild, and mellow, out of which they make those Luckies that are so round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw. And you have the audacity to assume that I'd like to save a lousy $500. Yeah. Speedy Riggs ought to thrash you to within an inch of your life.
But, Jack,
Don, have you got a fountain pen?
Yes?
Well, you sit right there at that table and write LSMFT 1,000 times. Dennis, what are you staring at?
I still can't figure it out.
Can't figure out what?
Why my folks keep moving all the time.
Well, that I don't understand at all. Now, let's get on with the rehearsal so we can... Oh, for heaven's sake. What's that can of tomato juice doing on the piano?
Rochester put it there.
Yeah, the newsreels will be here any minute.
What?
Dennis, be quiet.
Now, why should a can of tomato juice be here? Oh, Rochester! Rochester! Oh, I'll put it away myself. Excuse me. I don't understand what's the matter with everybody. Don trying to save me money, Mary whispering. Oh, well. See, the pantry is full. Well, there's a little space on this top shelf. If I stand on my tiptoes, I could just...
What? Did you call me?
Yes, Rochester. Why did you...
Ball from now! Stand the ball!
Rochester, this is all your fault.
Now there's another one!
Ooh.
How do you like that? It happened again.
Rochester, what's going on in here?
Jack, what happened?
Jack, are you hurt?
Huh? What? What'd you say, Mary?
I asked if you were hurt.
No, I'm all right. Now, come on, Rochester, let's finish taking this inventory.
Inventory? Jack, you finished that last week.
Yeah, we're here for rehearsal.
Rehearsal? I don't know what they're all... Rochester, what are you standing around all dressed up for?
I got a date. You said I could have the night off.
When did I give you the night off?
About an hour ago, you even gave me $20 spending money.
I gave you $20?
Sure. Here. I'll show it to you. See? I should have never taken it out of my pocket.
John, he's back to his old self.
Yeah, hit him again. Harder.
Dennis, you keep quiet. Now, look, kids, I don't know what this is all about. But come in.
Well, here I am, Mr. Benny. I hope I didn't keep you waiting.
Waiting? What do you want, mister?
I've come for the $49,000 you owe me on the yacht.
What? What did you say?
I said I've come for the $49,000 you owe me on the yacht.
All right, mister, you've had your little joke. Now, what do you want?
I'm not joking. You bought a yacht, put a $1,000 deposit on it, and still owe me $49,000. I gave you $1,000. Let me see it. I will not. I'm keeping it right in my pocket.
Now I know why I'm a butler and he's a yacht salesman.
Quiet, Rocker. This man has cranked some swindle game saying I bought a yacht.
But, Jack, you yourself told us you bought it, and I think you'll get a lot of pleasure out of it.
John, you keep your big fat mouth out of it.
Oh, he's right, Jack. You ought to keep the yacht.
Mary.
You even named it after me.
Never mind. And get your hands out of that candy. Now, look, mister, if you think you can swindle me...
I'm not swindling you. You ordered the yacht. You paid a deposit, and I'll get the rest of that money if I have to sue you.
Well, let me tell you something. You're not going to get...
Here I am, Mr. Penny. I hope I ain't late for rehearsal.
Now, Blake, what are you doing here? I don't need you on my show.
Oh, but you hired me over the phone. You even raised my salary to $100.
I gave you... What's going on here, anyway? Do you think I'd pay $100 just to hear you imitate Al Jolson? Oh, shut up!
Now, how about it, Benny? Am I going to get my $49,000 or do I call my lawyer?
I don't care how many lawyers you call. You're not going to get any money out of me.
But, Jack, it's only money. It's not as though he's taking your life's blood.
Let me be the judge of that. Now, mister, you better return my deposit. I must have been out of my mind when I gave it to you. I wouldn't pay $50,000 for any crummy boat.
Crummy? I'll have you know that some of the best men in this country own our yachts. Men like Humphrey Bogart, Robert Taylor, and Al Jolson.
Stop that! Hey, get out! Out, both of you! Get out! Get out! Get out! Mary, what's going on around here anyway? Is everybody crazy?
No, Jack. I don't blame you for being confused. Come on in the other room and I'll explain it to you.
I wish you would.
Hello?
Hello, Susie. Our date is off tonight. I'm broke.
Broke? Rochester, I thought you said you had $20.
Have you ever heard that expression, easy come, easy go?
Uh-huh.
Well, I've just had a personal demonstration. Goodbye.
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first... To
give you a finer cigarette, Lucky's pay more. Yes, at the tobacco auctions, at market after market, Lucky Strike pays millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco. LSMFT, LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And the tobacco experts can see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy fine, light, naturally mild tobacco. For instance, here's what Mr. Wayne Adams, an independent tobacco warehouseman from South Boston, Virginia, recently said.
I've seen over 100 million pounds of tobacco bought and sold. In times without number, I've seen the makers of Lucky Strike buy fine quality leaf that makes a real smoke. For 15 years, Lucky's have been my regular smoke.
And a recent survey reveals that for their own smoking enjoyment, more independent tobacco experts, auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen smoke Lucky Strike regularly than the next two leading brands combined. So smoke the smoke tobacco experts smoke. Just light up a Lucky. With every puff, with every pack, you'll find Lucky's are a truly finer, milder, more enjoyable cigarette. Remember, Lucky's pay more, millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco. Get a carton of Lucky's today. You'll agree, in all the world, there's no finer cigarette than Lucky Strike.
Mary, you mean I bought all those things just because I was hit on the head?
Yes, Jack, but it's over now, so why don't you...
I'll get her. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is the Beverly Hills Supermarket.
Yes?
We were checking over our accounts, and we find that you've neglected to pay a small bill of 69 cents.
69 cents? What was that for?
A large can of tomato juice.
Well, wait a minute. You sold me that can of tomato juice?
Yes.
I am suing you for $50,000. What? Goodbye. How did I ever get like this?
This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike.
To
give you more smoking enjoyment, Lucky's pay more. Yes, there's more smoking enjoyment in a Lucky because Lucky's pay more for fine tobacco. Millions of dollars more than official parity prices. LSMFT. LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Fine light tobacco that the tobacco experts can see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy. Just listen to what Mr. C.B. Smith, an independent tobacco buyer from Danville, Virginia, recently said.
I've been buying tobacco now for 30 years. And year after year, I've seen the makers of Lucky Strike buy fine quality leaf. Ripe, mild tobacco that gives you a real good smoke. I've smoked Lucky's myself for 29 years.
And a recent survey reveals that for their own smoking enjoyment, more independent tobacco experts, auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen smoke Lucky Strike regularly than the next two leading brands combined. So take a tip from the experts, and for your own real deep-down smoking enjoyment, light up a Lucky. Remember, Lucky's pay more. Millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco. Make your next carton Lucky Strike. You'll agree, in all the world, there's no finer cigarette.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, last week, while temporarily deranged from a blow on the head by a can of tomato juice, Jack Benny put a $1,000 deposit on a yacht. He's recovered from his injury, but the loss of his money, plus the bad cold, have kept him in bed.
Shall I fluff up your pillow a little, Mr. Benny?
No, it's all right.
How do you feel?
How do you expect a man to feel who's thrown away $1,000? I won't buy the yacht, so I'll lose my deposit.
Oh, boss, cheer up. It's only money.
Cheer up. Roger, what would you do if you lost $1,000?
I'd kill myself.
You see?
But, boss, we're so different.
What do you mean different?
Well, it would take me a lifetime to save that much money. You make it every fall from the cushion concession at the Coliseum.
Well, it is doing a little better this year.
Yeah, that new slogan of yours is dynamite. Be kind to your spine on the 50-yard line.
Look, Rochester, I'm in no mood to...
Gesundheit.
Thank you. To discuss business. I'm too upset.
Boss, why don't you try to get your mind off that $1,000? It's not helping your cold any.
Okay, tune in the radio. I'll listen to the World Series.
World Series? That's over. It was played last week while you were suffering from amnesia. The Yanks took the series 4-1.
They did?
Yeah, if you were in Brooklyn now, the whole town would be in bed with you.
I guess so. Well, maybe you better... Thank you. Maybe you better read to me some more. That'll take my mind off of things. Huh?
Shall I continue with that same book?
Yeah.
Now, let's see. Where did I leave off?
$1,000 just thrown away.
Oh, here's the place. It was at this point in her life that she decided that Liverpool was too small for her. So Amber left for London. But she couldn't leave without saying goodbye to Earl of Gloucester, who was so much a part of her life. Their farewell was brief but tender. As she held him in his arms, Amber whispered and kissed him on the ear and whispered,
$1,000 thrown away.
Oh, boss, you're not even listening.
I am, too. Now go on reading.
Amber kissed him on the ear. Darling, if you ever come to London...
Rochester.
I'll be waiting for you with all my...
Rochester.
I'm sorry, boss. Gesundheit.
Now watch it next time. Rochester, why are you closing the book?
It's time to take your medicine. I'll get the spoon.
You needn't bother. I'm not going to take any more of that nasty-tasting medicine.
Boss, the doctor said...
I don't care what the doctor said. I'm not going to take any more of that medicine.
Well, I guess I'll have to do it again. Here goes.
Rochester, I'm not going to take it even if you do take it first.
But, boss, you've got to take your medicine.
I'm not going to take it. You can't force me.
Come on now, boss. Here's the medicine. Open your mouth. Now, come on now. Open your mouth. What's your hooper?
19 point. You tricked me! I wouldn't mind if it didn't taste so bad.
All right, boss. But when the nurse gets here, you'll have to do everything she says. And that may be the nurse now. I'll go see.
Hello, Rochester. How's Mr. Benny's cold today?
Oh, just about the same, Miss Livingston.
Is he still upset about that $1,000?
He sure is. I don't know why he worries about it with all the money he's got in his mattress.
I know. With him sleeping on a sealy is like sleeping on a bank. I'll go in and see him.
Rochester, was that the nurse?
No, boss, it's Miss Livingston.
Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack.
Did you bring any fruit?
No.
Well, come on in and have some of mine.
I'm going in the kitchen, boss. If you want me, just sneeze. Just call.
I will.
Well, how do you feel, Jack?
Okay, I guess, but it's boring being in bed, just listening to the radio and reading.
Is this the book you've been reading? Forever Amber?
Yeah.
But this book is 6 years old. How come you're reading it now?
I didn't trust myself when I was younger.
Jack, believe me, you could have read it when it first came out.
I guess so. Mary, what have you got?
Mr. Benny, the nurse is here.
Oh, have her come right in.
Right this way, nurse.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You the nurse?
Yes, I am. Are you the patient?
Yes.
Why do they always send for me at the last minute?
Now, just a second, nurse. I'm
Stop talking. You're blowing germs all over the room.
Nurse.
Jack, do as she says.
Oh, all right.
Oh, this bed is a mess. I'll straighten out the sheets. Well, of all the... Don't you know it's unsanitary to have a cat in bed with you?
A cat?
Jack, it slipped off. Put it back on your head.
Oh, yeah.
Now, take off your pajama tops and turn over. I'm going to give you a sponging and massage.
Look, nurse, I don't want...
Don't argue. Just take off your top.
Oh, all right. There.
He your husband?
No.
Your boyfriend?
No.
A relative?
No.
Well, it's certainly nice of you to visit a lonely old man.
Old man. Now, just a minute, nurse. For your information, I happen to be 39.
Years?
What do you think, minutes?
It would sound just as ridiculous.
What?
I'm going down to the kitchen now and prepare some food.
All right, go. Why do they have to send me a nurse like that? Everybody else gets a bathing beauty. I get a lifeguard.
Jack, don't let her upset you.
Well, what kind of a nurse is... Answer that, will you, Mary?
Okay. Hello?
Oh, hiya, Livy.
Oh, hello, Phil. Want to talk to Jack?
Yeah, but first I want to talk to you. Hey, what's the idea of giving me the cold shoulder this morning?
This morning?
Yeah, I yelled to you. You were just leaving the beauty parlor as Alice and I drove up.
Oh, was Alice going to the beauty parlor?
No, I was. She goes on Thursday.
Well, Phil, I'm sorry I didn't say hello, but I really didn't see you.
Well, I'm glad you didn't. My hair was a mess.
Would you like to talk to Jack?
Yeah, put him on.
Jack, it's Phil. Can you talk to him?
I guess so. Hello, Phil.
Well, how's nasal rathbone today?
Oh, just the same, I guess.
Hey, Jack, did you get that basket of fruit I sent you?
Yeah, thanks. Well, what kind of a card was that you sent with it?
Well, I thought it was very appropriate. I picked it out myself. It said, "Congratulations will come when you're out of danger."
Phil, why don't you learn to read?
The card said, "Congratulations, welcome to the little stranger." Imagine, welcome to the little stranger.
Well, keep it. Some enchanted evening you may meet one.
Look, Phil, I'm in bed. The phone is on the wall. My neck is hurting me. Now, what did you call for anyway?
Yeah, look, Jackson,
My
I
kid
want to
swallowed
talk to you
the
again.
ticket. What?
I want to talk to you again about the plans for that music on next Sunday's program.
Phil, my mind is made up.
Oh, wait a minute, Jackson. I know you're trying to get your $1,000 back as soon as possible, but...
But what?
Well, I'm going to look silly on that big stage just leading a harmonica player.
I can't help it, Phil. I want to get my money back, so we'll save it on the orchestra. You tell your musicians they're laid off for a week?
Yeah, I told them, and some of them put up a pretty big beef.
Oh, yeah? Who?
Well, Remley, for one. Frankie said he ain't going to take just laying down.
Really? Who's going to prop him up? Who else objected?
Sammy the drummer. You can't blame him. He suffered a terrific financial setback.
How?
He bet on UCLA.
Well, it serves him right. He never buys one of my cushions. I gotta hang up. The nurse will be back any minute.
Hey, Jackson. Hey. You got a nurse taking care of you?
Yeah.
Oh, you sly old dog. Hey, Jackson, I'd like to see the nurse sometime. You would? Yeah.
Well, go to the Olympic Wednesday night. She's wrestling in the semifinal. Goodbye. I don't have enough trouble. Phil has to call up. I wish the doctor would get here. I feel awful. Oh, there it goes again. I can't move. Answer that, will you, Mary?
Oh, all right. Don't be so grouchy.
Don't be so grouchy.
Hello?
Hello, Mary. This is Don. How's Jack feeling?
Oh, he acts like he's the only one in the world who has a cold. It's like a big baby.
Well, maybe he's a lot worse than you think. Gesundheit, Mary.
That was Jack.
Well, let me speak to him.
Here, Jack.
Hello, Don. What do you want?
Gesundheit, and I'll put Mary back on.
Never mind that. What do you want?
Well, the Sportsman Quartet is over here at my house.
Well, why aren't they over here? I want to hear the song they're going to do on our program Sunday.
Oh, they can't take a chance coming to your house, Jack. After all, they're singers. They might catch your cold.
Cold or no cold, they're supposed to come over here and rehearse the number. Lots they think of my program.
Now, wait a minute, Jack. You're taking the wrong attitude.
What?
As soon as the boys heard about your cold, they were very concerned, and they've got some good advice for you.
Advice?
Yeah, here. I'll put them on the phone.
Look, boys, when I've got a cold, I don't need any advice.
Give it to him, boy.
Look, Don, I don't need any advice.
Button up your overcoat when the wind is free. Take good care of yourself. Careful, Mr. B.
Careful.
Eat an apple every day. Go to bed by 3. Take good care of yourself. Passing NBC. Be careful in the breeze. Ooh, watch it sleep. Ooh, or you'll sneeze. Ooh, you'll get a cold and ruin your program.
Look, I've got a cold. I don't have to get one now.
Call a doctor too. Take good care of yourself, 'cause we all love you. When you're buying cigarettes, buy the brand you like. Take good care of yourself, smoke a Lucky Strike. When you're driving in a car or you're on a hike, take good care of yourself, smoke a Lucky Strike.
If I may have my say,
Please do.
don't delay.
What's new?
Start today.
Ooh, light up a Lucky and you'll enjoy it. Name a no tobacco bet. Smoke the best you see. Round worm, fully back, LSMFT. LSMFT.
Boys, that was very good. When you come to the show Sunday, be
Come
sure...
on, come on, hang up that phone. It's time for your medicine.
Look, nurse, I'm not going to take any more of that.
Hang up that phone.
Nurse, look, I can't stand the taste of that stuff.
Never mind. Here it is. Now, open your mouth.
Oh, Jack, don't be such a baby. Open your mouth.
Mr. Benny, what you hooping?
The super is 6.3.
It is not. It's 19... Barry, that's your fault. You don't have to be so smart.
Come on, Mr. Benny, open your mouth.
I took the medicine.
I know. I want my ring back.
Look, I took my medicine. Now let me alone.
All right. Call me if you need me.
Need you. Yeah, I wish I could get over this cold.
Jack, it isn't the cold that's bothering you. If you got your $1,000 back, you'd be up in no time.
Mary, believe me, losing $1,000 isn't what's keeping me in bed. I've reached the point where my health is more important than money.
Oh, boss, come now.
Look, Mary, you don't have to...
Right in that room. You'll find him in bed.
What's the nurse yelling about?
Oh, it's Dennis.
Oh, Dennis, I was hoping you'd come over. I wanted to try...
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Hello. Dennis, I was hoping you'd come over. I wanted to tell
How do you feel, kid?
Pretty good. Dennis, I was hoping you'd come over. I wanted to
How's
tell
your
you...
cold?
Not bad. Dennis, I was hoping...
Hello, Mary.
Hello, Dennis.
What do you want to say? What was it you wanted to say, Mr. Benny?
Nothing. I'm too tired now.
Oh, Mary, who was that who just let me in?
That was Mr. Benny's nurse.
Oh, I thought it was Mighty Joe Young.
I know what you mean.
Say, Dennis, is that a new suit you're wearing?
Yeah, do you like it?
Yeah, but, Dennis, a light gray suit doesn't go with those purple socks.
But, Mary,
Don't argue, Dennis. Mary's right. Your light gray suit does not go with those purple socks.
But I'm not wearing socks.
What?
We made wine yesterday.
Oh.
You should have been there, Mr. Benny. We put 5 baskets of grapes in the bathtub and then took our shoes off and crushed them.
You're making wine in a bathtub. How many gallons did you get?
I don't know. I forgot to put in the plug.
Look, Dennis, I've got a cold. I don't want to get into a routine with you.
When my mother has a cold, she ties an aspirin on a string and swallows it 4 times.
Dennis, you don't have to finish. Believe me. I know what you're building up to. I know. That's the way your mother takes a 4-way cold tablet, huh?
No, she likes to dunk.
Now stop! Can't you see I don't feel good?
Dennis, instead of annoying Mr. Benny, why don't you sing a song for him? Maybe it'll cheer him up.
Yes, please.
Okay.
The devil for my pay, 'cause that lucky old sun has nothing to do but roll around heaven all day. But with my woman, toil from a kid, wet till I'm wrinkled and gray, while that lucky old sun has nothing to do but roll around heaven all day. Good Lord above, can't you know I'm pining? Tears all in my eyes. Send down that cloud with a silver lining. Lift me to paradise. Oh, that river, take me across and wash all my troubles away. Like that lucky old sun, give me nothing to do but roll around heaven all
Yeah, it was very good, Dennis. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, by the way, Mr. Benny, that bowl I put on the table when I came in, that's for you.
For me? What is it?
Bowl of clam chowder.
Oh, thanks. Did your mother make it?
She made the chowder. I don't know who made the bowl.
It doesn't matter, believe me. But I'm surprised that your mother likes me well enough. I can reach it, Mary. My neck is longer now.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Mr. Kearns, the man who sold you the yacht.
Mr. Kearns, I didn't buy the yacht. I'm glad you called, because if you think
Now,
my money...
Mr. Benny, let's not get excited. I've been in business for 20 years here, and I have a reputation I'm proud of. And rather than incur any ill feelings, I'm coming over to return your $1,000 deposit.
You...
Yes, I'll bring the check over in 15 minutes.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kearns. Thank you very much. Mary, I'm going to get my deposit back. Yeah, I'm so happy about it.
Jack, while you were on the phone, Dr. Nelson arrived.
Dr. Nelson?
How do you do?
Now, just leave everything to me. And
Wait a minute. You're not my regular doctor. Where's Dr. Langley?
Oh, he had to go to a funeral, so he asked me to take care of you.
A funeral? One of his patients?
No, one of mine. And now, if you'll just... where did he go?
Jack, come out from under the bed.
I'm out. Look, doctor, examine me and go already. Will you?
In a moment. Oh, nurse.
Yes, doctor.
Nurse, when did you come on this case?
3 hours ago.
3 hours, Well, I'd like you to brief me on the situation since you got here. Appetite?
Well, not very good. Only 3 lamb chops, a baked potato, and for dessert, a big, juicy apple.
Well, that sounds like a lot.
No, I usually eat more.
No, nurse, I didn't mean you. I meant the patient.
Oh, him.
Yes, him. What did Mr. Benny get?
3 lamb chop bones, a potato skin, and an apple core.
The apple core she threw at me.
Perhaps she was overanxious. You know, feed a cold and starve a fever.
Well, I have both. I have a cold and a fever.
I have 2 shows, too.
Stop being silly. And take that thermometer out of your mouth.
I put it there. I thought it would keep him quiet.
Oh, thanks, Mary.
Now, Mr. Benny, the first thing I want to do is give you an injection. Pull up your sleeve.
All right, doctor. Wait a minute, doctor. Why are you standing there in the corner tying those feathers to the hypodermic needle?
Well, I can't stand the look of pain on your face, so I'll throw it from here.
You're not going to throw that... Ow!
That's 10 points for you, Doctor. Now I go.
Cut that out. Look, doctor, my cold isn't getting any better. Is there anything you can give me?
I'll know what to prescribe as soon as I complete the examination. Now, open your mouth while I adjust this reflector on my forehead. Now, I'll move it down over my eye and... Well, I never knew that before.
Do what?
This little hole. It's in the reflector. Oh, this is terrible.
Why?
Well, yesterday I sent a patient to the hospital. I thought the hole was in his head. Open your mouth, please. Wider. Oh, this is interesting. I've seen tongues with coats on them, but yours has a jacket.
That's from the baked potato. I had to eat something. Oh. Doctor, I'm sick. Will you stop fooling around? Do something, will you?
I'll have you up in no time. Just swallow these little round pills. There are 15 of them.
15 pills?
Yes. Then take some water and swallow this little triangle.
Wait a minute. What's that for?
Well, we can't have those pills rolling all over your stomach. This triangle will rack them up.
Rack 'em up. Doctor, I'm not a pool table.
With your complexion, I'm not so sure.
Well, I've had enough. You're the craziest doctor I ever saw. Now get out of here.
Temper.
Now get out before I throw...
Jack, put down that bowl of soup.
Out of my way, Mary.
Jack, don't throw it.
I will throw it.
Here I am, Mr. Benny, to return the deposit you made on...
Oh, my goodness. The man who sold me the yacht.
Well, I didn't think you'd recognize me with this chowder in my face.
I ducked, you know.
shut up, Doctor. If Mr. Kearns, it was an accident. I wouldn't do that to you. You came over to return my $1,000 deposit.
Well, now I'm not returning it.
But, Mr. Kearns, honest, believe me, I didn't need to hit you with the chowder. Give me the money.
I'm not giving you the money. You can stop licking the clams off my lapel. It'll do you no good.
But, Mr. Kearns, you said...
I know what I said, but now I'm not only going to keep your $1,000, but I'm suing you for a new suit. Goodbye.
But, Mr. Kearns. Mr. Kearns.
Shall we proceed with our examination? Mr. Benny. Well, what do you know? He's sound asleep.
He isn't asleep. He's fainted.
Oh, good. Hand me the hypodermic needle. Nurse, you keep score.
Ladies and gentlemen, carelessness is the greatest single cause of fires. Fires that claim thousands of lives and destroy property worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Help prevent these shocking losses. Be careful all ways with lighted matches and cigarettes and in every other way. Obey all fire regulations. Jack will be back in just a moment, but first...
To give you more, far more smoking enjoyment, Lucky's pay more. Yes, at the tobacco auctions, Lucky Strike pays more, millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco. Just imagine you're at a tobacco auction, inside a huge warehouse with the aisles lined with baskets of mellow golden leaf. The auctioneer sings out the bid. And as a basket of particularly fine leaf comes up for sale, the price climbs higher and higher. Time and again, at the very top bid, you'll hear... And another basket of truly superior tobacco goes to the makers of Lucky Strike. Yes, LSMFT. LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. With every puff, every pack, you'll get more, far more, real deep-down smoking enjoyment. Remember, to give you a finer, milder, more enjoyable cigarette, Lucky's pay more, millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco. So light up a Lucky. You'll agree, in all the world, there's no finer cigarette than Lucky Strike.
Rochester, hand me my bathrobe. Maybe I'll feel better if I sit up for a while.
Here you are, boys.
Jack, that's your old bathrobe. What happened to that beautiful new $250 silk embroidered one you bought last week while you had amnesia?
He sold it yesterday. The gorgeous yours.
Sure, dear. Who sees it when I wear it, anyway? Good night, folks.
Stay tuned for the Amos and Andy Show, which follows immediately. Be sure to hear Dennis Day in a Day in the Life of Dennis Day. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike. Lucky's pay more. To give you a cigarette that's finer, milder, more enjoyable, Lucky's pay more. Lucky's pay millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco. And the men who really know tobacco, the tobacco experts, can see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy that fine, that light, that naturally mild tobacco. Yes, at auction after auction, when a basket of really fine tobacco is offered for sale, as the price climbs up and up, as the final bid is made, the top bid, time and again you'll hear, and another basket of really superior tobacco goes to the makers of Lucky Strike. No wonder. LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Fine tobacco that means a milder, more enjoyable cigarette for you. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. Yes, for more real deep down smoking enjoyment, light up a Lucky. You'll agree, in all the world, there's no finer cigarette than Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, after suffering from a bad cold for several weeks, Jack Benny went to the hospital for a nasal operation. Today, he's home again, recuperating. As we look in, Rochester is tidying up the house.
Gee, it's good to have the boss home again. He put off this operation for a long time, but when we got to the hospital, he sure was brave. I'll always remember the smile he gave me as those 4 nurses dragged him up the stairs. Well, I better finish unpacking his things. Say, what's this? Well, the boss's diary. He must have taken it to the hospital with him. I wonder if I ought to read it. Oh, why not? Who am I kidding? After all, I read his diary, he reads mine, I pity him, he envies me. Well, let's see what he has to say. Here's the first entry.
October 17th. Dear Diary, I am now in the hospital. I entered this morning for a minor operation. I'm not sure, but I think they put me in the wrong ward because the patient in the bed next to me just had a baby. The nurse corrected her mistake and moved me from the ward to a semi-private room. It's cozy here, but one of the men in bed with me has cold feet.
Doggone, I can't understand why the boss didn't get a private room. After all, he owns the hospital.
October 18th. Early this morning, I was operated on. They gave me some ether and put me to sleep. I had the most wonderful dream. I dreamed that I was the maid in Ciro's powder room. When I came to, the operation was over. The nurse was standing behind me, stroking my hair. I'm so glad I remembered to bring it.
That's my boss who wears that.
October 19th. This morning I had my first visitor. It was Rochester. He told me that since I've been in the hospital, my phone has been ringing constantly at home. He said there have been calls from Lana Turner, Ann Sheridan, and Paulette Goddard. And they all told Rochester to send me their love.
The way I lie to keep that old man happy.
After Rochester left, the nurse brought me dinner, my first meal since the operation. However, I was still sick from the ether and couldn't eat a thing. But the man in the next bed was very hungry, and fortunately I had change for a $5 bill.
What does he mean, fortunately? He's got the only pajamas I ever saw with a hip pocket.
October 21st, the doctor told me I could leave the hospital. I felt so good and it was such a beautiful day, I decided to walk home. As I started up Santa Monica Boulevard, people kept looking at me and smiling. I smiled back till I realized I was still wearing my nightie Rather than go back and get my clothes, I lit a candle. And in the next 3 blocks, I sold 28 Fisk tires. Those hospital nightgowns are all right, providing the wind is against you.
Well, that's the last entry. Mr. Benny's diary is always the same, dull but clean. I better go in the living room and see if he wants anything. Well, Mr. Benny, how are you feeling?
Oh, fine, Rochester. It's amazing how much better I am since I had that obstruction removed from my nose.
How long were you in the operating room?
28 minutes and 41 seconds. My producer timed it. Anyway, I sure feel a lot. Come in. Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Gee, you look great. How are you feeling?
Wonderful, Mary. Come here and give me a great big kiss.
Okay. Wow. Jack, you've never kissed me that long before.
I can breathe through my nose now. Hey, that was some kiss, wasn't it, Mary? Mary, what are you staring at me for?
Are you sure the only thing they gave you at the hospital was ether?
That's all. It was just the operation made a new man out of me. Honestly, Mary, that Dr. Langley's a miracle worker. You know that for 4 weeks I could hardly breathe or talk. And to think he took me when I felt so low and miserable, and by his great surgical skill made me feel absolutely wonderful.
How much did he charge you for the operation?
$100, dirty crook.
But, Jack, that doesn't sound like too much money for an operation.
The whole operation only took 28 minutes and 41 seconds. You realize that at that rate he's being paid over $200 an hour.
But, Jack, he probably doesn't do more than one of those operations a month.
Well, it's my fault if he can't get steady work. Why charge me?
Oh, Jack, take it easy. Calm down.
Yeah. You got a cigarette, Mary?
Just a minute and I'll see.
Sound like you got a cold.
I know I got a package in here. I better dump everything out on the table.
Mary, is that your purse or are you moving?
Here's a cigarette, Jack.
Thanks. You know, Mary, it's funny. We were on the radio and I wanted a cigarette. I'd say, Mary, have you got a Lucky Strike? But here in my house, I just asked for a cigarette. We know it's a Lucky Strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say, boss, look what time it is.
Oh, yes. Get the bottle, will you, Rochester?
Bottle?
Yes, Mary. The doctor thought I ought to take a little brandy every 3 hours as a stimulant. Hand it to me, Rochester. I'll open it myself. Thanks. There. Hello?
Hey, Jackson, did you just open a bottle of brandy?
Why, yes. Yes, Phil, I did. But how...
That's all I want to know.
Well, how did he smell it all the way over in Encino? You know, Mary, sometimes I... Come in.
Here I am, Jackson. Brought my own glass.
Phil, how'd you get over here from your house so fast?
Well, I would have been here sooner, but I was in my underwear when I phoned. Hi, you Livy.
Hello, Phil.
Well, come on, Jackson. Lift that glass. Tilt that bottle.
Just a minute, Phil. There's some trick here someplace. Now, explain to me how you could possibly
I'll
get it.
explain it to you later. Look, while I'm here, I want to ask you something. Will it be all right if I miss rehearsal? I'd like to fly home to Mississippi and see my alma mater play football.
Football?
Yeah, it's their traditional game. Do-wah-diddy Tech against Ham Hock High.
Oh, do-wah-diddy Tech and Ham Hock High. Tell me, Philip, in which of these great institutions of learning did you matriculate?
Jackson, please, Mary's here.
Phil, which one of those high schools did you attend?
Well, I went to do-wah-diddy Tech, but I didn't graduate.
No. Phil, I was always under the impression that you were a Phi Beta Kappa man.
Yeah, but don't bandy it about. Let it be our little secret.
Phil, every time you open your mouth, your secret is safe.
Ain't it the truth?
Yeah.
Anyway, Jackson, it's good to see you looking so... So long, kid. See you later.
Where are you going? What's your hurry?
Remley just opened a bottle of bourbon in Glendale.
I can't understand how he got here from Encino and... If that's Phil calling from Glendale, I'm going to... Hello?
Hello, Jack. This is Don. How you feeling?
Oh, fine, Don. I haven't felt so good in years. Although, as a result of the operation, I did lose about 8 pounds.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it, Jack. You'll gain it back.
I guess so.
You know, once when I was in the hospital, I lost 46 pounds.
Well, Don, 46 pounds off you is nothing.
Nothing? I was 3 weeks old at the time.
Oh.
Now, Jack, I know you're confined to your house today, but I just called to tell you that the Sportsman Quartet is going to be on the air in about 10 minutes, and I thought you might like to hear them. They're dedicating their song to you.
To me? Oh, thanks, Don. I'm glad you told me. I'll be sure and listen in. Thanks again.
You're welcome, Jack. See you later.
Don, what was that?
The phone booth. My girdle broke.
Oh, it's very good to let yourself go once in a while like that. So long, Don. Oh, Mary, remind me to listen to the Sportsman, will you? Of course, they'll be on the air in about 10 minutes.
What station?
Oh, my goodness, I forgot to ask Don, but I'll find it. Gee, I hope I feel well enough to go to the Coconut Grove Tuesday night for the Sportsman's opening.
Oh, Jack, you sit down. I'll get it.
Okay.
Hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mary.
Come on in and... Wait a minute. It isn't cold today. What are you wearing that muffler and heavy overcoat?
I rode over on my bicycle, and I don't want to catch pneumonia.
Now, Dennis, what has riding in your bicycle got to do with pneumonia?
There's a leak in the front tire, and every time it comes around, it blows on me.
Well, from you, that sounds logical. Come on in.
Who is it, Mary?
You'll be sorry.
Oh, come on in, Dennis. Hi, kid.
Hello, Mr. Benny. I'm glad you're out of the hospital and feeling better.
Thanks.
When my mother heard you were home again, she told me to bring this package over.
Oh, from your mother?
Yeah, and this card goes with it.
Card? What does it say?
No starch.
Dennis, why don't you sit down? Mary and I...
I am sitting.
I couldn't tell with that long overcoat you're wearing.
He's wearing a muffler, too.
And 3 sweaters.
That's nice. Anyway, if it's about...
Jack?
Huh?
Aren't you going to ask Dennis why he's wearing a muffler, 3 sweaters, and an overcoat?
Mary, if he came in here wearing hip boots, a grass skirt, and had clawed reins on a leash, I wouldn't ask him why.
Oh, you're just mad because one of my eyes is blue, too.
Yeah, one of your eyes. Now, look, Dennis, if you came over to find...
Yoo-hoo! Anybody home?
Huh? Well, Mr. Kitzel!
Oh, hello,
Come on in.
Yeah, pleasure to be here.
Well, Mr. Kitzel, certainly nice you drop in to see me. I want to thank you for visiting me in the hospital.
Well, I believe in the old philosophy. If you can't be friendly when the weather is bad, don't say hello in the sunshine.
I know what you mean, yeah.
And Mr. Benny, if you had taken care of your cold, maybe you wouldn't have had to go to the hospital.
No, Mr. Kitzel, the cold had nothing to do with it.
Mr. B, don't belittle our cold. Last April, my wife caught a cold and it gave her laryngitis.
Laryngitis?
That was 6 months ago, and she still can't talk above a whisper.
My goodness, why don't you do something about it?
If she starts to get better, I will. But seriously, Mr. Benny, if you ever have any more trouble, do yourself a favor and send for my nephew. He's a nose and throat specialty.
Just nose and throat?
Once in a while, he takes out an appendix on the side.
Oh, hey, that's quite a joke, Mr. Kitzel.
Yeah. Oh, my. How are you feeling, Miss Livingstone?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. By the way, Mr. Kitzel, you know our singer.
Oh, yes, of course. Doris Day.
No, it's Dennis Day. Don't let those 3 sweaters fool you.
Oh, Dennis Day. Mr. Day, excuse me for being excited, but it's a pleasure to meet you. I buy all your records, and my wife is crazy about them. Thank you. Oh, the man talks at broken angles. You know, Mr. Day, what my wife got for you collection? She's got Ireland Must Be Heaven, McNamary's Band, Mother McCree, but my favorite one is Clancy Lord the Bagel.
No, that's Boom.
Eat one.
You're not kidding.
Well, Mr. Benny, I just wanted to wish you good health, and now I got to be running along.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Kitzel, and thanks for dropping in.
You're welcome, and as they say in French, Lafayette, I was here.
Ah, what a nice guy. He visited me at the hospital, and then he came here at the house.
Oh, Jack, you told me to remind you. You want to hear the Sportsman Quartet?
Oh, yes, they're singing about me, too. I almost forgot. I better turn on the radio and find that station.
And now a word to ladies who are overweight. Do you have careless hips? Well, you can reduce immediately. No drugs, no exercise, no diet. Just come to our salon and back into our buzzsaw.
It's a ladies' program. I don't want that.
Lady fellas, I didn't squeal. I didn't tell the cops. Don't pin a rap on me. Don't
That isn't it either. What program is this? Can't get that program. This may be it.
Tom and Kennedy. You make me a stranger. You make me a stranger.
Oh, my goodness. What station is that quartet on? Can't get that. That's not it either.
Fellas, believe me, I'm no school pigeon. Why would I squeal in you?
Oh, that's the same thing. I want to get the station with the quartet.
And it's raining. Who can tell you why? Who will give you reasons wise men never try?
Oh, Garner, why can't I get the quartet here?
Superintendente de la División del Panamericano de...
Don, I wonder if Don meant today.
Fellas, please, put down those guns. You gotta believe me. You gotta. You hear me?
Tom and
I guess the stranger saw her first. I wonder what station.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, before we have another number from the Sportsman Quartet,
This is it, Mary. This is it.
I'd like to repeat the prizes we're giving away in our giant jackpot. 1 package of lifesavers, a box of rye crisps, and a real, genuine, imported $3,000 Granapack.
What did he say?
I don't know. I didn't get it either.
We are also giving away a Dr. Scholl's foot bath, 1 free dancing lesson at Arthur Murray's, and a $15,000 Kraken suit.
What was that?
I don't know. It sounded like Crockensoon.
And in addition to these, a can of strong hard dog food, a complete set of shoelaces, and a lifetime supply of that new miracle drug, Sulfataya Papagaya.
A wonderful drug. I hope the person who wins it is sick.
And now for our special surprise. You'll love this.
Mr. Benny, what's a Crockensoon? Right, I want to hear this.
This week we are adding to our list 825 more prizes. A can of circus peanuts. Count them.
Gee, that's wonderful.
And now the Sportsman Quartet, assisted by Mel Blanc,
Mel Blanc.
will sing a number from that new picture Jolson sings again, Sonny Boy, and it's dedicated to Jack Benny.
I knew Mel Blanc would get into that. I knew it.
Climb upon our knees, Jackie boy. Though you're 53, Jackie boy.
I'm 39.
We've no way of knowing just how old you're growing, but we love you so, Jackie boy. When there are gray skies, we don't mind the gray skies. You make them blue, Speedy Riggs.
Speedy Riggs? I thought they're singing about me.
Auctioneering.
That's Mel, Mary. That's Mel Blanc. I know that Mel.
Speedy Riggs. You're from Kentucky, and we know your word. Let's light a lucky, the best right here on earth. They came on. When we're old and gray, dear, we'll smoke night and day, dear. Love you so, Lucky
And now for the announcement you've been waiting for. The winner of all those grand prizes is I have it right here on a slip of paper. The winner is Frank Nelson of 14270. Frank Nelson? That's me! Oh, lucky
Gee, he is lucky. Imagine winning a $15,000 crock consume. Mary, turn it off. There's nothing else on the radio tonight. Well, if there's anything good on television. Rochester, call up Sears Roebuck Television Department and see...
Boss, you called them last week.
Oh, yes. There must be some company that hasn't given us a demonstration yet. Maybe I ought to...
I'll get it.
You know, Mary, I'm glad Don called me about the quartet.
Well, this way, gentlemen.
Who is it, Rochester?
It's the boys from the Beverly Hills Beaver Club.
Oh, Joey, Stevie, Butch, come on in.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Well, it's certainly nice of you kids to pay me this visit.
Go ahead, Joey. Read the speech. I'm looking for it.
Speech?
Oh, here it is. Mr. Benny, your brother Beavers held a meeting and voted that this committee pay you a visit for 4 reasons. To welcome you home from the hospital, to wish you a rapid recovery, to invite you to our annual picnic. Your dues are 3 months behind.
Well, that was just an oversight. I'll take care of it.
And Mr. Benny, we'd like to make a request in regards to the picnic.
A request?
Yes. Our last picnic didn't turn out so good.
We lost 80 cents. Yeah. So we thought it might help if you lowered the price of the sandwiches.
Well, the dues I'll pay, but the sandwich...
Jack.
Mary, I was going to say the dues I'll pay, but the sandwiches I'll give them for nothing. By the way, boys, you know Miss Livingston.
Oh, sure. We have a picture of her in our clubhouse.
A picture of me?
Yeah. You were voted as the girl who could make us take cod liver oil and like it.
Well, thanks, fellas.
And, boys, this is Dennis Day.
Gee, is he the Dennis Day who sings on the radio?
That's him.
Gee, Mr. Day, can I shake your hand?
Sure.
Can I shake your hand, too?
Certainly.
Butch, it's Dennis Day. Why don't you shake hands with him?
I'm a Sinatra man.
Now, Butch, that wasn't nice to say in front of Dennis.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Benny. Frankie sends me, too.
He does?
Yeah, he's 2 weeks ago himself.
Dennis, please.
Say, Mr. Benny, what was it you went to the hospital for?
Oh, I had an operation, but I'm home now and everything is fine.
Oh.
What are you thinking about, Joey?
Well, my mother once went to the hospital, and when she came home, she brought me a little brother.
Ah, well, that was nice.
And then she went to the hospital again, and when she came home, she brought me a little sister.
Well.
Say, Joey, your mother went to the hospital again last week, didn't she?
Yeah, but when she came home, she didn't bring me nothing.
Oh, it's too bad, Joey. What did you want?
A turtle.
Well, maybe next time.
Say, boss, this is your first day home, and you've been up and around quite a while.
So what?
Don't you think you ought to take a little nap?
Yeah, I guess you're right, Rochester. Well, I'm awfully glad you dropped in, fellow Beavers. I appreciate it.
We'll run along now, Mr. Benny. We'll see you at the next meeting.
Well, I don't know if I'll be able to make it, Stevie. You see, I've had this trouble with my nose, and that's why I was operated on. I was in the hospital for 5 days, and it'll be at least another week before I can leave the house.
A little cold, he makes a big thing out of it.
Did you say something, Butch?
Oh, he didn't say anything. Come on, fellas, let's go.
Gee, they're nice boys.
Jack, I think I'll run along, too.
Me too, Mr. Benny.
Okay, I'm glad you came over, kid. So long, Mary. Goodbye, Dennis.
Bye, Jack.
Ah, it's nice to be home again, Rochester. And you know, it isn't bad being sick once in a while, either. People are so nice to you.
Yeah. Now, come on, boss. Let me help you upstairs.
No, Rochester. I'll go in the other room and stretch out on the couch. If I fall asleep, wake me in time for dinner.
Yes, sir. Now, take it easy and don't exert yourself.
I won't. Now, let's see. Where's the... Oh, here it is.
Dear Diary, this is my first day back from the hospital, and I feel wonderful. I had a lot of visitors, and they were awfully nice. There are two things I can't figure out. How Phil got here so fast from Encino, and what in the world is a Crockensoon? Oh, well, I'll figure it out when I'm stronger.
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first...
To
give you a finer cigarette, a milder, more enjoyable cigarette, Lucky's pay more. Yes, at the tobacco auctions, at market after market, Lucky's pay millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco. LSMFT, LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Fine, ripe, mild tobacco that gives you more, far more, real deep-down smoking enjoyment.
No wonder a recent survey reveals more independent tobacco experts, auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen smoke Lucky Strike regularly than the next two leading brands combined.
And now, listen to what Mr. Doug Dudley of Clinton, North Carolina, recently said about his experience at the tobacco auctions.
In my 12 years as a tobacco auctioneer, I've sold about 180 million pounds of tobacco. And season after season, I've seen the makers of Lucky Strike buy fine, ripe tobacco. Tobacco that's tops for mild and mellow smoking. I've smoked Lucky's myself for 10 years.
So for your own real deep-down smoking enjoyment, smoke the smoke tobacco experts smoke, Lucky Strike. Remember,
there's more for you in a Lucky because Lucky's pay more. Millions of dollars more than official parity prices for fine tobacco they know will give you a finer, milder, more enjoyable cigarette.
Good reason to make your next carton Lucky Strike.
Well, boss, you took a nice nap. Do you want me to get you something to eat?
No, Rochester, I don't think so. Answer, will you, please?
Hello? Yes? He's feeling much better, Miss Lamar. Yes, ma'am, I'll tell him. Thanks for calling.
That was sweet. Who was that, Rochester? Hetty Lamar?
No, boss, that was Dorothy.
Oh, you mean Dorothy Lamour?
No, Dorothy Lamar. She's the cook next door.
Oh, her. Well, she works for the Colemans. Ronnie probably wants to know how I'm getting along.
You'll make something out of it, won't you, boss?
Well, that's undoubtedly what it was. Good night, folks.
Be sure to hear Dennis Day and A Day in the Life of Dennis Day. Stay tuned for the Amos Mandy Show, which follows immediately. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike.
To
give you more smoking enjoyment, Lucky's pay more. Yes, to give you a finer cigarette, the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy fine tobacco and pay millions of dollars more than official parity prices to get it. No doubt about it. LSMFT, LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Fine, ripe tobacco that the tobacco experts can see the makers of Lucky Strike buy at market after market. Listen to what Mr. Al Rogers, an independent tobacco auctioneer from Robertsonville, North Carolina, recently said.
An auctioneer is in a position to watch actual sales and ought to know good tobacco. And year after year, I've seen American buy fine, prime, ripe tobacco that's just right for mild, good smoking. I smoked Lucky's for 10 years.
And that's not all. For a recent survey reveals that more independent tobacco experts, auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen smoke Lucky Strike regularly than the next two leading brands combined. So smoke tobacco experts smoke Lucky Strike. You'll discover there's more real deep-down smoking enjoyment in every Lucky you light. Because Lucky's pay more for fine tobacco. Millions of dollars more than official parity prices. Make your next carton Lucky Strike. See how much finer, milder, and more enjoyable Lucky's really are. You'll agree, in all the world, there's no finer cigarette.
The Lucky Strike program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in bringing you the star of our show, it gives me great pleasure to
just
bring
a
you
minute, Don. Don, hold it a minute.
What?
Don, today, instead of you introducing me, I'm going to introduce you.
Me?
Yes, Don. Ladies and gentlemen, today not only marks the anniversary of Don Wilson's 25th year in radio, but it also commemorates his 16th year with me. So, Don, take a bow.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. And, Jack, I want you to know that you're the nicest man
No, wait a minute, Don. Wait a minute. This day is yours. Today we will all pay homage to you. When I say we, I mean the entire cast. Your slightest wish will be our command. Whatever you... Don, you're crying.
Well, I can't help it, Jack.
The way those tears are running between your chins, it looks like you're irrigating something. Now, Don, please stop sniffling.
But I'm all right now. I just couldn't help getting emotional when I realized that you've been with me for 16 years.
No, Don. Don, you've been with me.
To think that I came on this show when it was down, and because of my personality... Because of my personality and showmanship, I raised it to the pinnacle of success.
Don.
It wasn't easy. The hurdles were many. There were battles to be fought. But I faced them and brought us through to ultimate victory.
I don't know, to hear him talk, you think I was the Navy and he was the Air Force. Don, as far as my program is concerned, you have a lot of nerve making statements like that.
All right, wait a minute, Jackson. I heard what Donzie said, and I think he's right.
Do I hear a voice from the peroxide counter at Rexall?
You heard me, Duncan.
Duncan?
You want to go back to Clyde?
No, Duncan is all right. Duncan is all right. I don't mind.
You're going to settle for Dunk, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sure.
Well, listen, Duncan, Don came with this program when it was down, and he brought it all
now,
the way
just a
up
minute,
to...
Phil. Wait a minute. Hold it a minute. The only time this program was down was when we broadcast from under a table for your convenience. Those were the most uncomfortable 13 weeks I've ever spent.
Yeah, and you can stop with that, too, Jackson, because it may interest you to know that I, Bill Harris, after due deliberation, have decided to go on the water wagon.
Phil, you mean you've really given up drinking?
Yes, sir. Just one martini a day.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Phil, if you're on the wagon, you're not supposed to take even one drink a day.
Jackson, my stomach is like a steel mill. You can shut it down, but don't let the fire go out.
Well, you can stop drinking now, and your stomach will smolder for the next 20 years. Believe me.
Okay, Jackson. Now you've had your little fun. But since today is Don's silver anniversary in radio, the boys in my band have got something for him. Here it is, Donzel.
Well, gee, thanks, Phil.
What is it, Don? What is it?
Oh, wait till I unwrap it.
Oh.
Oh, Jack, look at this. A diamond-studded cigarette lighter.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it, Donald. My boys went through a lot of trouble to get it.
Well, Phil, that's a beautiful lighter your boys got for Don, but you'd think it could be wrapped a little better. Who did it?
The owner of the store.
The owner of the store, huh? I could have wrapped it better than that.
Not with your hands up over your head.
Phil, you mean your boys held up a jewelry store?
Well, it was an accident. When they walked into the store, Remley had his guitar under his coat. Guy thought it was a machine gun, threw up his hands and says, "Take anything you want."
Well, that's still dishonest. Frankie should have opened his coat and showed the jeweler that it wasn't a gun.
Oh, Frankie did better than that. He took out his guitar, started to play, and the guy said, "Look, you got what you want. Stop torturing."
Well, that I can understand. Anyway, oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. I'm sorry I was late, but I was baking this cake. It's for Don Wilson's anniversary.
Oh.
Well, that's sweet of you, Mary. I appreciate it.
Say, there's some writing on the cake, too. Read it, Mary.
Okay. To Don Wilson. This cake is topped with chocolate cream. The middle is filled with jelly. But if you eat it all at once, you'll get a pain in your stomach.
Mary, stomach doesn't rhyme with jelly.
Go argue with a censor.
Oh, yes.
And, Don, I do want to congratulate you on this occasion. You must be very proud.
Oh, I am, Mary. It gives me great satisfaction to think that 16 years ago, I took this program when it was down. And by my
personality... It wasn't down! My program was always popular, and I can prove it. Mary, what was my Hooper rating when I first went in radio?
XVI.
XVI?
They were using Roman numerals then.
What are you talking about? I went on the air about the same time as Mr. Anthony.
I know, but Cleopatra was with him.
Cleopatra. You know, Mary, there's an old Chinese proverb that says, girl who punched joke on radio soon punch clock at May Company. Now, just remember that, will you? Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny. Trick or treat.
Trick or treat? Dennis, Halloween isn't until tomorrow. You're a day early.
I am?
Certainly.
Oh, boy, will my mother have the laugh on me.
Why?
I put a snake in her girdle.
A snake in her girdle? Dennis, that doesn't even make sense.
Yes, it does. It was a garter snake.
Dennis, for a kid who's fortunate enough to have two heads, why do you always leave the good one at home?
It's rehearsing my other show.
Now stop! You see, Mary, you can't talk to that kid without getting a silly answer.
Well, look, Jack, if you don't want any more crazy answers, just tell him to sing a song, and that's all.
I wouldn't tell him a thing. You tell him.
Okay. Dennis, it's time for your song. What's it going to be?
Stomach high.
Dennis, that's bally high.
Go argue with the censor.
Look, kid, will you stop making up jokes? Now, what are you going to sing?
The Last Mile Home.
All right, let's have it.
Oh, you're just mad because I know you're the walking man.
Yes. Now, go ahead and sing.
Mile is the last mile home when you've been away. The dearest dream travel far over land and sea. Then one day it's as clear as can be. The sweetest smile you'll ever own is the last mile
Very good, Dennis. Very nice. But, Dennis, don't you think that since this is Don Wilson's 25th year in radio, you should have dedicated your song to him?
To Don?
Yes, you see, in his honor, we're calling this Don's Day.
Gee, I can hardly wait till I've been in radio 25 years. Then it'll be Dennis Day.
Yeah. Dennis Day. Now, Don.
Yes, Jack?
In honor of your silver anniversary in radio, I'm going... Oh, excuse me. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Rochester, what do you want?
I got bad news for you, boss.
Bad news?
Yeah, the man who sold you the yacht was here to collect the $50,000.
Rochester, I wrote him a letter and told him I'm not going to pay for that yacht.
I guess that's why the other man was with him.
What other man?
The man who was carrying the briefcase for the other man.
Other man? You mean there were 3 of them?
4.
4? Were they lawyers?
I think so. Their names were Habeas Corpus, Delecti, and Schwartz.
What?
You'll hear them all on CBS this fall.
Rochester, stop beating around the bush and tell me what happened after you met these lawyers.
Well, they mean business, boss. You'll either have to pay the money or go to jail. They left a summons for you.
A summons? Read it to me.
Well, it starts off, the party of the first part, the Colonial Yacht Company, hereby contends that Jack Benny, the party of the second part, committed fraud, deceit, and trickery with criminal intent.
Oh, my goodness.
Then the rest of the page is filled with a lot of legal talk I don't understand, ending with, whereas in such case, consult the schedule on the other side.
What's the schedule on the other side?
Visiting hours.
Rochester, this is serious. Are the men still there?
No, they left about 2 hours ago.
Then why didn't you call me sooner?
I was busy packing your clothes.
What?
You'll find some seasick pills in your pocket.
Seasick pills?
It may be Alcatraz. They ain't gonna take you on the Queen Mary.
This whole thing is ridiculous. Nobody's sending me to jail, and don't call me again unless it's important. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
What was that all about, Jack?
Oh, nothing. It's that yacht company trying to frighten me. Now, where were we?
We were talking about my anniversary.
Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, for our featured attraction tonight, Come in.
Hi, Jack.
Well, look who's here, Frank Sinatra.
Say, I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Not at all, Frank, not at all.
It's good to see you, Frankie.
It certainly is, Frank.
Yes, we feel quite honored.
What do you need him for when you got me?
Dennis, believe me, the fact that Sinatra is here is no reflection on your ability.
It isn't, Mr. Benny?
No, kid. You see, I'm glad Sinatra's here because he's one of the greatest singers in the country.
Frank, I was supposed to read that.
I know, Jack, but when I see a line like that in the script, I like to stroke it a while.
Oh.
So he's one of the greatest singers in the country, huh?
Yes, he is.
How many shows has he got?
1.
Ha!
Dennis, be quiet. Tell me, Frank, when did you get back from the East?
Last week, Jack. I would have been back a little sooner, but I was on one of those local trains, and it stopped at every town.
Oh.
Going through New Jersey, we stopped at Newark, Passaic, Red Bank, Plainfield, Elizabeth,
Hey,
Ho-Ho.
Frank,
Yes?
if you stopped in Plainfield, maybe you saw my sister Babe.
No, I didn't, Mary. In fact, I didn't even get off the plane field. We just stopped there for 5 minutes to take on a new engineer.
That was Babe.
Oh, then that explains it.
Explains what?
It's the first time I ever saw a pair of overalls with a plunging neckline.
Look, I'm sure there are other things that we can discuss besides the adventures of Casey Livingston.
I'm sorry.
Say, Jack, I meant to ask you, how do you feel since you came home from the hospital?
Oh, I'm fine now, Frank. Really okay.
I'm glad to hear that. But, you know, you'll never have to go to the hospital again if you take care of yourself like I do.
Like you do?
Well, yes, Jack. My system of keeping healthy is very simple. I get up bright and early every morning, take 15 minutes of exercise, and then they bring me a large glass of orange juice. What a workout.
Workout? Drinking a glass of orange juice?
Who drinks it? I swim in it.
Oh.
And getting around those seeds is murder.
I wouldn't know.
Yes, sir. And then I take 10 minutes of deep breathing exercises. That's the way I've developed my chest to what it is today, you know.
Oh, I see. And, Frankie, what is your chest measurement normally?
34 inches.
And what is it expanded?
32.
Wait a minute, how come your chest is 2 inches smaller when it's expanded?
I don't know. I must have a slow leak somewhere.
Well, that I can't understand at all, including my lead line. There.
Oh, slow leak. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's very funny.
Now, Moby Dick.
Moby Dick? That's no way to talk to me after I took this program and it was down.
It wasn't down. I was a big success all over, New York, Chicago. And they loved me in St. Joe.
And they're crazy about me in Czechoslovakia.
Yes, I read about it.
Anyway, Jack, you shouldn't be so hard on Don. After all, he is celebrating his silver anniversary in radio.
That's besides the point, Frank. Say, how'd you know this was his silver anniversary?
Why wouldn't I know? Don's the announcer on my Lucky Strike program, Light Up Time.
That's right, Jack. I broadcast with Frankie 5 times a week.
Gosh, Frank, I didn't realize you were on 5 times a week. A half hour each program?
No, 15 minutes.
Ha! Dennis, keep quiet.
Well, Jack, you see, that's one of the reasons I came over here today. I cooked up a little song especially for Don, and the Sportsman Quintet's going to assist me.
The Sportsman Quintet?
Yes, this is a special arrangement, and it was necessary to add Mel Blanc.
Oh, that guy gets in on everything. Well, go ahead, Frankie. Let's hear it. Don, this is especially for you.
You must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a wonderful child. When you were only starting to go to kindergarten, I bet you drove the little girls wild. And when it came to winning blue ribbon, I bet you showed the other kids how.
That's Mel
I
Blanc.
can hear the judges wail as you stepped upon the scale. You were so fat you couldn't bow. Hey, you must have been a beautiful baby. 'Cause, baby, look at you now.
Take it, boys.
You must be waiting for the commercial. You must expect a Lucky Strike song. And that was our intention, but now we have to mention that something went a little bit wrong. We couldn't find the rhyme for tobacco. The words the CD rings would allow. We tried everything you see, even LSMFT. We thought that would work somehow. So we guess we'll have to skip the commercial and light up a Lucky right now.
Okay, I'll join you.
Let's light a Lucky right now.
You know they pay more.
Let's light a Lucky right now.
Frank, that was swell, and I appreciate your dropping over.
My pleasure, Jack.
Well, look, Frank, as long as you're here, would you like to take part in a little play that I wrote based on the life of Don Wilson?
Why, it'll be peachy. What part will I play?
Well, you can be Don's father, and Mary, you're going to be Don's mother.
Gee, that means I'm Frankie's wife.
That's right.
See, that's wonderful. I always wanted an engineer for a sister-in-law.
Yeah, it does. Now, come on, let's get on with it. Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of Don Wilson's 25th year in radio, we're going to present a play based on his life. The Don Wilson story, or Life Can Be Plentiful. Curtain. Music. Our story opens in Denver, Colorado, many years ago. The stork has just delivered a precious bundle to the home of Mr. and Mrs. Donald C. Wilson, Sr. The mother happily whispers to the father,
Darling, it's a boy.
And the proud father said,
Yes, aren't we lucky? The stork brought us a boy.
And the stork said,
Oh, my aching back.
As the proud parents leaned over the crib looking at their newborn son, the baby said, 3 days later, the baby said,
I want a T-bone steak.
He was developing slowly. The next day, a friendly neighbor dropped in to see this little bundle of joy.
Hey, you must be the happiest couple in Denver. Let me see the little fellow.
There he is in his crib. Isn't he a chubby baby?
Ooh, is he?
The next day, another neighbor dropped in, and the mother said,
Don't you think we have a cute baby?
And the following day, the sister-in-law dropped in. She couldn't stop. She was taking a fast freight to Frisco. Later that evening, the proud father was trying to put little Donald to sleep.
Now, come on, baby. Company's gone, and it's Betty Bye time. Now, baby, stop that. Baby, stop.
Baby, put me down.
You better let me have him, dear.
All right, darling.
Now, Donald, close your little eyes and Mommy will sing you to sleep. Rock-a-bye, baby, in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. If the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. Down will come Donald, Denver and all. Look, dear, he's asleep.
When Donald was 6 years old, they sent him to school. The teacher looked up at him and said,
And now I'd like you children to recite the alphabet. Donald Wilson, you go first.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, S, M, F, T.
That's correct, Donald.
The teacher used to work for the Board of Education, but Lucky's paid more. The years passed quickly, and Don graduated from college, magna cum laude. He went out to seek his fortune in radio. It was tough for him to get a job. First, he applied to that famous comedian, Fred Allen.
I think this is the street Mr. Allen lives on. I'll try this house.
Howdy, Bob.
Pardon me, sir, but I'm looking for Fred Allen.
You mean the fellow who's as corny as Kansas in August?
Yes?
Never heard of him.
He tried the next door.
Ah, what's going on here? Now, what are you doing at? How do you do? How do you do?
Well, pardon me, sir, but I'm looking for Fred Allen.
You mean that fellow with the Blarney Stone under each eye?
Yes?
Never heard of him.
He tried the next door.
Yes?
Pardon me, sir, are you Fred Allen?
I would answer that, but I have no place to put all the prizes.
Goodbye, son.
Don didn't get the job, but he never stopped trying. He was driven on by ambition, perseverance, tenacity, and Schwartz. They were his agents. So next day, he went to see another big star of that era.
Do you think you can use me on your radio program, Mr. Jolson?
Then Donald left New York and came to Hollywood to seek his fortune. Babe drove him out. When Donald arrived in Hollywood, he lost no time in making an appointment with the greatest comedian that the world has ever known. A star whose position in the entertainment world has never been challenged. It was with fear and trepidation that Don went to the home of this great star. Yes? What can I do for you?
Are you Jack Benny, the greatest comedian the world has ever known? The star whose position in the entertainment world has never been challenged?
Oh, am I?
So Don Wilson came to work for me, and he has been my announcer ever since. This made his father so happy that he flew out from Denver, climbed up on Don's knee, and sang...
And when it came to winning blue ribbons, I knew you'd show the other kids how. With your voice so strong and clear, we're so glad that you are here. So stand right up and take a bow. Oh, you must have been a beautiful baby, 'cause Don Z, look at you now.
I'll lift your option.
Don Z, look at you now.
Ladies and gentlemen, every year, fires that start through carelessness lay waste to approximately 30 million acres of timberland. Help prevent this shocking destruction of our forests. Be careful with matches, and when you smoke, never discard a match or cigarette without putting it out. Help fight fires. Jack will be back in just a moment, but first...
To
give you a finer cigarette, Lucky's pay more. Yes, at the tobacco auctions, Lucky Strike pays more for fine tobacco. Millions of dollars more than official parity prices. And if you could stand in one of the great tobacco warehouses, you'd see plenty of action and excitement. You'd see basket after basket of tobacco go on sale. You'd hear the chant of the auctioneer as he sings out the bid. And as a basket of particularly fine, light, ripe leaf is offered, as the price hits the very peak bid, again and again, you'd hear... And another basket of mild, mellow tobacco goes to Lucky Strike to make sure you get more, far more, smoking enjoyment from every Lucky you light. Yes, LSMFT, LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, and in a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. So smoke that smoke that's famous for fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. Yes, light up a Lucky, and you'll be convinced Luckies are a truly finer, milder, more enjoyable cigarette. Make your next carton Lucky Strike.
Be sure to hear
Thank you,
Dennis
Frankie
Day and a day in the
Sinatra,
life
and
of
goodbye,
Dennis Day. Stay tuned for the Amos and Andy Show, which follows immediately. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.